Hopefully that's a good volume. It might be too loud. We'll see. All right, TikTok, you're notifying the viewers. Wonderful. Let's notify the viewers. Good morning or afternoon, you guys. How we doing today? Hey, Tracy, what's up? As I was getting on, I saw you liked my my new video I just posted, but I haven't had a chance to like actually look at my comments or anything because I was just getting ready to come on. Ooh. Virgo girl, welcome. I'm also Virgo Sun, Virgo Rising. Mama Chubbs, what's up? Good to see you. How are you doing today? Ah, thank you, Love Potion, Texas. Obviously I have gauges and sometimes I get frustrated that I can't have like cool earrings, right? Like, I have gauges with designs on them, but my ears personally prefer silicone. Like, as soon as I put in like a regular gauge, it will just make my ears smell way worse. And anyone who has gauges or even ear piercings, when you have to clean your ears, it's never a pleasant smell. So I stick to silicone most of the time. Plus, when you sleep, you know, they don't hurt. But we were at Spirit Halloween and we saw these, and I'm like, we gotta get them. Like, it's so my vibe, like, have to. And Carolyn's been wearing them actually more. This is the first time I've worn them. So thank you for the compliment. I appreciate it. No, Emmy, welcome, welcome. See, you're not missing today. Not missing today's live. Mama Chubbs, you said I'm doing. How are you doing? I want to say overall I am really good. I mean, I just made a video. Just as always, I'm always real with you guys and just kind of talking about what it's been like lately. And you know, it's frustrating because I feel that anyone who's in this room right now is going through this too. That you have been making changes in your life that you've been resistant to, and now you're doing it, but your life isn't really changing much. Like, you're not seeing I use the expression of like external validation, which I'm sure there'll be people that have problem with that, but I don't mean it in the sense that like I'm looking for people around me to tell me that what I'm doing is right. It's like when you do something and shift your internal world, you often see your external world experiencing this. So I'm just seeing it like at a snail's pace instead of, whoa, all these things coming into, like, I knew this is what I was meant to do. Everything is working out for me now. Like, that is what it was like, I believe, at the beginning more often, because we were making giant changes, going from wearing all these masks to setting ourselves free, and now we've equalized a lot more. But in the video I talk about like consistency being a big thing, and also not just consistency, but getting back to basics. Because even myself, I fall into, well, that's just, it is how it is. Like, that's just what I do. I don't have to do it. I just am it. And I believe that that is true for many of us to a degree, but I think that a lot of us have let go of taking the action. So an example I gave was meditation, right? We all know, we all hear it all the time. We need to meditate more. We need to ground. And now we hear that and we're like, fuck it, I'm skipping past this video. I'm so tired of hearing patience, it's coming, divine timing. You need to meditate, grounding. And you know why that triggers us? Because we know that it's actually helpful, but we don't want to do something so simple. We're like, why do I need to do that? I already know I'm divine. I already know that I'm God inside of a body, and it is my birthright to have the life that I want to live. But I believe that we are being asked to tap back into gratitude, to appreciate where we are now, and implement our reconnecting with our spiritual practices, whatever it is for you, your spirit guides, your angels, ancestors, and stop feeling like we have to rush, because it's not. I really love the download they gave me of manifestation is like baking a cake. You know, you have this intention, you put all these ingredients together, and you put the cake in the oven, and when you do that, you know, you're like, well, what do I do now? Well, you do whatever you want. You can't do shit until the cake is done baking, right? And along the way, you're like doing other things, you're setting up the table for the cake, you know, getting the icing ready, and you're starting to smell the cake, and you're like, oh man, I just want the cake now. Well, you smelling the cake is the equivalent of you getting these internal pulls towards where you're going. And so we think, I just want it now. Oh, that cake smells so good. I just want it right now. But you know damn well that if you go into that oven and you pull that cake out early, it's not going to be done. It's not going to taste as good. You're going to get a half-baked cake. And if you didn't want a half-baked cake, you're going to be super disappointed. And in this scenario, we're not going for half-baked. We're going for fully baked cake. So you get rushy about it and you pull it out and it's not what you thought it was going to be. You don't get the satisfaction and fulfillment from eating that cake because you pulled it out too soon. Now, it doesn't mean that it will never happen again. We all know we can bake another cake and try again, but we've already put in the effort for the first one. So if we could just give ourselves grace and be patient and know that it is going to work out. But getting back to basics has been huge. Getting back into affirmations, because I know that I have been admittedly I have been working on my affirmations, but I had been getting into this like negative mindset of, I'm putting in this energy and nothing is happening for me and blah, 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 blah. If this is what I was meant to do, then my business should be skyrocketing, all these things, right? Instead of understanding that I'm being pulled to continue to do this, and I can't deny that. And every time I think about doing something else, I get told indefinitely in that moment, no, that's not, like, for instance, going to get a job. That's like an instant no. My body rejects it in every way possible too. So I'm like, fine, clearly that's not what I'm meant to do. Then something is coming for me. Something is going to happen in my life that I have yet to see. And so let me just tap back into myself and repeat the things that I know maybe at first were hard for me to like feel into, but I gave examples of those in that video. Everything is always working out for me. The one I've been saying a lot lately is every day, in every way, my life is getting better and better. And that one feels so good. And I watched Max Major, who's a mentalist, and he basically is a hypnotist, and he helps you to tap into yourself to show you how powerful you are. And that was one thing he said to this guy. He's like, every time I snap my fingers, you're gonna feel like that gym pump, that excitement, you know, like that type of thing. He's like, every day, in every way, my life is getting better and better. And this guy kept saying it with him, and I could feel his energy, and it just really shifted something for me. Because it is true, we really do create our reality. And I think that sometimes we feel defeated because our reality has not changed in a way that we expect it to. But that's where we run into a problem, is that we have an expectation of what it's meant to look like. But there are pieces that will fall into place before you get to where you're trying to go. And if you think you know the way that the path is going to look on the way there, then you're going to be disappointed. Because 9 times out of 10, it will never look like how you think it will. But you will eventually get to your destination. And if you are able to surrender the best you can along the way, the less resistant that path will be. So I struggled getting myself to come on live today because I haven't been live in like a week. I had a headache for two or 3 days, and yesterday it was hella busy. We celebrated Carolyn's dad's birthday and just had a filled day. So when I'm not on live for a while, I feel really disconnected, and I like question everything about my spiritual practice. And I'm like, not like, should I keep doing this? It's more like the imposter syndrome, that type of stuff comes up. I'm like, it's been so long, I haven't done readings, like, am I going to be able to connect in, blah, blah, blah. And of course, it's always yes, you will. But like, getting through that energy, that's a repeating cycle of mine. Because it's so much easier for me to say, I'm not in the energy today. I'm just going to skip it. Instead of pushing myself through and seeing that, like, no, you just needed to, like, for my case, make that video, right? And get into the energy to feel ready to go on. But 2023 has been a year of breaking karmic cycles. And I hate using buzzwords like that. So in my word of using karmic, it's basically repeating patterns. What have you kept choosing? What have you been choosing in your life over and over again? Not just in the last couple of years, but your whole fucking life. And those have been amplified for you in this last year, for sure. And are you choosing to be honest with yourself about what you're doing with your life? What it is that you really want? Who you keep in your life? When an old cycle comes up, do you fall back into it? Or do you choose to take a new path for yourself? That has been this entire year. And sure, yes, our spiritual journey is that. But this year specifically has been bringing up the things that have got to go before we step into this next cycle. So it's been intense. And I'm grateful that you guys are resonating with this energy today, because I know that I am not alone in this. I see it happening around me, and it encourages me to come on, because I don't want you guys to feel like giving up on yourself, because it's not time to give up. It's time to put our feet in the sand and not surrender to just going and saying like, well, I'll take the easy way out. I had this download this morning about through our whole lives, you could pretty much throw a stone at a job and get a job, right? Even if you're not getting paid what you deserve, you could still get a job. Since the pandemic, obviously there are lots of different reasons for this, but you see people who are actively searching for jobs and cannot find one. And I really genuinely believe that it is because this was meant to be a time for us to prove to ourselves that we could do it on our own. For those of us who have our own businesses and our own practices that we have been wanting to do, and I think that many people during the pandemic realized that, right? We all explored new options and found new things, but maybe we stayed stagnant in that and didn't change it into what resonates for us now or whatever. But anyways, I really believe that why people struggle so hard to find a job is because if you're not meant to have a 9-to-5, you're not going to be aligning with that reality. And it's trying to push people to be independent, to start your own thing, and know that you can rely on yourself. I also believe that was a huge message this last year. I'm going to go real quick and catch up on comments. Kaylee, I saw you pop in and you say, guess what? So I'm like, what the fuck's happening? What's happening? So, Tony, what's up, dude? Good to see you. Alright. I went to the Disclosure Fest here, and I was invited to be a guest by the people who run it. They invited me to be a guest at the Conscious Life Expo in February. What? Dude, that's fucking awesome! I've never even heard of that before. Conscious Life Expo. I'm gonna have to check that out. Elle, thank you for the follow. So much appreciation. Sky, dude, long time no see, man. Thank you. I had this made by somebody. Basically, I was trying to help him out. I gave him like some money just like ahead of time. I'm like, whenever you have time, you make me whatever you like. And he made me this necklace, and honestly, I love it. I don't wear it enough, but it's because Bulbasaur tends to win out. Pikachu's hiding right now. Let me get Pikachu out. Joshy, dude, what's up? I mean, she's definitely going through what I'm going through, but I assume she's gonna do satsang tonight. They're also the same people who work with Gaia channel, no doubt. Oh, I love Gaia. I don't watch it as much as I really should, but I have my subscription for it. What's up, Wolf? Hello, hello. This is actually a tapestry. I got it on Amazon for like $8 on sale. But thank you, Witchy Jinx. Jeannie, hello, hello, welcome. I guess it depends what the yes-no is. Really, I like to help people work through what they're going through, and I would consider myself like so hard to pin myself down, but an energy reader who's also a mindset coach, a motivational speaker, and I channel messages. So it just kind of depends. You said you'd love one. Do they have a shop? I'd have to see if he still does. So he had a TikTok and he deleted his TikTok and then he got back on it. His energy has shifted over the years. I don't know that I would go back to him much, but he did handcraft this. He was making like crowns, but I gotta be honest, the crystals I don't think were real. I hate to be that person, but our bestie who sells crystals bought an emerald crown from him, and they were all just like weirdly too bright and perfect. And now she sells crystals and she really knows more about them, and she's like, yeah, these aren't real. They're dyed. So I would definitely do like this handcrafted stuff from him. This is great stuff, but yeah. Yeah, just don't give Ronnie the attention he's trying to get in here. Clearly he needs it. But he ain't getting it from us in here. We ain't about negative people. Carmela! What's up, dude? Long time no see. Monarch, I'm glad you made it in. Alright, guys. So, obviously we could keep talking about like what you guys are also going through, because clearly we're not alone. But I am going to put it out there that I am doing messages today, so if you're interested in getting one, you guys already know how we do it in here. So we still have the raffle going for anyone interested in trying to win a 1-hour session with me. That one is the $30 option. So essentially I have the same thing for 2 different price points. Those people that want to get a possible reading with me, and those that are just like, nah, I just want what you offer right here, right now. So $20 gets you your channeled message. We could talk about what's going on in your journey, help you work through that, and then $30 will get you entered in for the chance to win the 1-hour session. And I haven't been live all week, so the chances are high this time. Yeah, we are not alone, Steph. The level up symptoms have been intense. I definitely recognize that this week, me getting a headache, and Carolyn had a headache, Melissa had a headache, so usually when that happens, it could be because they're trying to get you to slow down and not push through and just like go live, right? Like maybe I wasn't feeling the energy to go live, but I'm gonna go because, well, we all got bills to pay, right? So I push through, but instead it's more like, okay, I recognize that the energy doesn't feel right for me to do this, and money cannot be my only motivation on why I go live, especially with what I do, because I need to be in a space where I'm not just trying to give me money, give me. No, it's gotta be, I'm here to help you. So if I'm coming in with the mindset that I'm just doing this to make sure my bills are paid, I'm not in the energy for you. And I don't like that. I know that I'm taken care of, even though I don't know how. Every single time I have had something come up in my life, and I've got my own shit happening still right now, but every time, somehow, it gets taken care of, and everything is okay. And it may be the last day, the last moment of the time that it's possible, but it always happens. So if I resist the feeling of myself, my guidance saying, you shouldn't go on today, it's not a day to go live, and I'm like, but I got bills to pay, I'm behind on bills, blah, 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 I'm ignoring my intuition, putting my body into more stress than it needs, and then I actually lose more work time, because now I actually am going to be put on my ass for not listening. So I have gotten so much better at recognizing where my body is saying, take it easy, today's a rest day, versus I'm trying to come up with an excuse to not have to go to work. So today was a line of that. I haven't been to work for a week, so of course, like, going back to work, anybody knows. When you're on vacation and you have to go back to work, you're like, oh, I don't want to. I went through that. And then I also went through imposter syndrome, like I said earlier, because now I'm like, I haven't given readings in a week. But that's not really true because I do it every day. It's just my natural thing. But consciously sitting down doing this, I haven't done this. Carmela, thank you for gifting a reading to somebody. That's so sweet. So I started doing this thing that for anyone who donates a reading, you're the one that gets entered in for a chance to win a 1 hour. Because I also want to give back to you. So I will be putting you in, Carmela, for the 1 hour. And then we will get somebody picked for their free mini reading in here. Where's my... Oh, there they are. Carmela! Pat Shit Crazy. I love the name. Thank you for the follow. I'm going to do one today, but I have to wait till I'm back at the house. Hey, I'll be on for a couple hours, so you know. FYI, thank you for the follow, dude. Appreciate it. I should just write Carmela, because I know, like, I don't need to look at your username to know who you are, but let me... Gotcha. Carmela. Creating Carmela. Alright, so here is your entry in for the 1 hour session, which I'll be pulling the first week of December. And it's a steal of a deal, in my opinion. Think. Get you entered in. Alright. So, that is something that I'm gonna do as I'm guided. I'm sure I'll run it again next year. But, next month, oh my gosh, you guys. Let's use the brain, Annie. Oh, yes. I have an amazing soul family, and I absolutely love how much that they support other people, too, in this room. You know, I have another great friend of mine, Annie, who has donated many readings to people in here, and every single time she's donated it, it has gone to the most perfect person in the room. Like, they needed it the most, and I trust that that's what Spirit will always do. So whatever I choose for the method for us to pick the person, like sometimes it's using the spin wheel to let the spin wheel go. Sometimes we'll do and pick a number, like type of intuitive thing. But we just kind of feel it out and see what it's like, what Spirit says. What's up, Isaac? Yeah, I have not been on for a week, and I've been going on at very different times. I think I'm still trying to figure out what time of day I want to be going on, what feels good for me, and kind of going from there. But missed you too. Sending you so much love. Alright. So let's see. What we could do is we could do a poll to see, what do you guys want to see? Do you want to see the spin wheel pick the person who's going to win the free reading today? Or doing an intuitive number pick? If Christianity is based off of looks, that's definitely not a religion that I want to be a part of. I mean, there's many other reasons why I'm not a part of it, but I got my relationship with Jesus, and I'm good with the one I have. Wheel. God, Christians are more shallow than I realize. Ugh. Alright, so we got number pick. I got a lot of number picks. Alright. Right? Weirdest pickup line ever. It is creepy. You know, it's, I mean, we could say many things, and I really do try to be respectful of people and things, and whatever your religious choice is yours. Honestly, I don't really think that there is a wrong answer for when it comes to your personal belief system. I do operate from a place of do no harm, treat people with unconditional love, and to allow people the freedom of their expression of themselves. Where I draw the line is when people try to push their personal beliefs onto me as fact and the only way. Those people aren't willing to have conversations, and I really don't try to block people right away, because for one, how does that ever help anybody? If I were to just cast you aside because we don't agree on something, neither one of us are getting exposed to something outside of our circle. And sometimes a perspective can be given that is eye-opening for myself or the other person. And so I would rather be able to have a conversation and understand our differences than just ignore someone and hate them because we are different. I believe that we're all meant to be different and have different belief systems. And when you believe that your way is the only way, then to me, there's struggle in your own belief system there. Because if you were very solid in your own belief, then you wouldn't feel insecure about other people believing different than you. You wouldn't feel challenged in yourself when somebody else says, you're wrong. The Jesus you work with is not your Jesus. It's not the real Jesus. You know what I mean? Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, the light. I don't disagree. I think Jesus is, Christ consciousness is a unconditional loving energy. But my Jesus doesn't discriminate. My Jesus doesn't have a problem with other people believing and doing different things. And I also don't believe that the only way to heaven is through Jesus. So I understand that might be your belief system, but it's not mine. I don't believe that we have a certain thing that we have to achieve to get to the good place. I believe heaven and hell are created on earth. It's based off of your experience and your choices and your perspective in which you choose to look at this world in. We are all divine beings. We are all God inside of a body. And we're choosing to be here as humans to experience the pain, the beauty, the suffering, the joy, the love, the hate, all of it. Because when we're not physical, we don't get to feel that in the way that we do here. Without contrast, you wouldn't see the beauty that exists right here. We need them both. We will always live in a world that also has hate, because we wouldn't appreciate the love as much without it. So it just is what it is. But I'm not going to let other people's perspectives shake me from my foundation, because I'm strong in that, whether or not somebody else believes it or not. And I really do walk in the light of who we call Sweater Vest Jesus in here, who's like dad joke telling hippie kind of energy. And I feel like Jesus is unconditional love. He went to those that were casted aside. He gave the shirt off his back type of guy. So when somebody says that he would not love and accept you for who you are, that's your human side having judgment, because Jesus would never. But that's my relationship with Jesus. It doesn't have to be yours. You can interpret who he is different. See, that's what I mean. This is the problem with people who only believe in the Bible and nothing else, is that you are not open. You're not open to respecting other people's religions. You're not open to other people's understanding of their own experience. Because the conviction that you feel for your God is the same we feel for our personal belief systems. So when you sit there and try to say that what we believe isn't real, or it's what you know is the ultimate truth, you're so closed off to more ever coming to you. You would never allow yourself to be open to new perspectives, because the new perspectives don't match what you believe, and that shatters your foundation. So I don't need to believe a Bible that was written by man, altered by man, told us 2,000 years in the future, that was channeled by people straight from God. I don't need someone's word-of-mouth vine for me to believe that to be true. It doesn't sit well with me. There are things in it that just don't sit right. And there are many parts of it that you guys just don't look at. You're just like, yeah, we're going to put the parts aside that we don't really want to acknowledge right now. But unfortunately, those parts are becoming louder and louder. More people are seeing that happen. It's not about hate. The whole Bible is meant to be interpreted. It's not literal. And when it became literal, and then again, altered by man according to whatever part of the history that we were in, we now look at that as fact. And I just cannot look at one type of belief system and say, this is the ultimate truth, this is the only answer, and anybody else's perspective is wrong. That is too closed-minded for my personal experience, and I choose to be more open than that. But you don't have to. You can just believe the book, and that's fine. I like to look at spirituality like the beautiful, wide, open ocean, and religion is a fishbowl inside the ocean. You get to feel the power of God. You get to feel the energy of the community that believes the same thing as you. But you can only grow as big as your fishbowl is. So though you do feel these things, you don't get to really explore the vastness of the ocean because there are rules in your fishbowl. There are things that you have to abide by in order for you to remain in that faith. But the beauty of growing up in religion and recognizing, for myself, it was not something I wanted. I had to rebuild my relationship with Jesus, but I didn't have to leave it behind. I had to recognize that just because a version of a religion decided that they wanted to have a bigoted version of him, that didn't have to be mine. Because that's never how he felt to me. But if somebody wants to interpret him like that, and this is exactly what he told me, everybody's version of him is correct. Because I certainly said, you must be disappointed in the way that Christians walk around speaking your name. And he said, no, because every version of me created through their eyes is real and right for them. So there is no version of him that is incorrect. They are all true for that person. So you and I just have different perspectives of how to see the world. And that's okay. Hey, thank you for the hot dog. But I think for me, the thing is do no harm and love unconditionally, and do so without judgment. You may not understand it and you may not accept it, but we don't judge people for their experiences and choices because they're different than ours. The world has enough hate. The last thing we need is more of it. So it's okay that we see things differently. And I hope that you, for one, come up with better pickup lines than that. And two, allow people to be themselves and not cast judgment. Because if you do believe the book, it's not your job to judge. Leave that up to God. You do your thing. Love unconditionally. Walk in the light of Jesus. Believe it to God. If you really believe your religion and you really think that he's going to take care of the problems that you think exist, let God take care of it. See, you're a very judgmental person, Vaughn, and I know that after you die and you look back on your life, you will recognize that. But you're not going to see it now, because in this you would have to admit that you're doing something wrong, that you are sitting here judging me, telling me that I look drained in the soul. Excuse me, what? I don't subscribe to fear-based thinking and limitations that are pushed upon people who are in the faith. I don't. I believe we're all free. I believe we all have freedom of choice in anything. And I do not need a sky daddy to make my dreams come true. I don't need a sky daddy to tell me that what I'm doing is or isn't okay. I don't need to believe in the Bible to be a moral person. Because if you look at this conversation, who's being the asshole right now? You. You're the one that's being judgmental. I'm coming at you with love and compassion. And here you are, trying to push something that I don't agree with onto me. And I'm not telling you that, well, really the only way to be free is to break out of limitation. Whatever fear-based thinking, whatever worry, anxiety, the external need for Sky Daddy to make everything better. That you can do all these horrible things to people and just say, Jesus, forgive me for my sins, and then you go to heaven. Like, how toxic of a mindset. But you can believe in that. And I will support you in whatever you believe in. But at the end of the day, we're going to be different. And that's up to you what you choose to do with your life. Because again, if you really believed in God, then you know that he'd judge you for you judging others. What is the saying? I'm sure you know. you'll be judged on the same scale in which you judged yourself. So look forward to that scale, though that is your belief system. I don't believe that's going to happen afterwards, but for you it is. You believe so strongly in that Bible. So you just go ahead and do your thing, because I've given you all that I need to today, and thank you for giving me a very powerful message to share with people who are open-minded and actually care to learn and grow and expand. So, have a great day. Oh, Steph, tell Jason. Well, he'll hear me anyways. Jason, what's up, dude? I love you. Have a good day, man. Okay. Man, I look forward to a time in this world where people of the Christian faith get knocked off their pedestal and thinking that they know everything. Because goddamn, is that a toxic religion? And the sad thing is it's not all Christians. I don't think Christianity as a whole is a bad religion. I don't think any religion is bad, really. But it's just so crazy how it gets manipulated into a power grab. And I'm better than you. In my faith, I am not better than anyone. And that is going to be hard for someone like Von Querius to say, to even hear. I'm no better than people in jail for whatever horrible crimes they committed. We chose different experiences. We are all equal. And when you're not in the part of the journey where you could see that, that's triggering as fuck. But listen, we're all playing a video game here. And some of us chose to be the villain, and some chose to not be. And neither one are bad experiences from the soul's perspective. They're just different. I don't condone the actions that those people would have taken, but I also recognize that hurt people get to a space where they hurt other people. When we are lacking love, we do things that we may not really be in the right headspace for. If this world had more love, if we cared for those that were shit upon, we would end up being able to make this world a better place. But it's not there yet. So the best thing we could do is have compassion for everyone on their journey, no matter where they're at. Because you don't know if that kindness, that compliment, that just, I don't know, word of encouragement could be something that completely changes someone's life. And that's how I operate. I'm not gonna stoop down to someone else's level because they want me to meet them there. Come up to me. I will work to bring you up with me. But I will not sit there and try to say, like, my belief system is better than yours. I know more than you. This is the only way, because I know it's not. I know no one can be forced into this belief system. I know that religions, specifically one, like to try to force you into their religion by guilting you, by shaming you, by making you feel like what you're doing is wrong. That's not how I operate. It is what it is. You choose what you want to believe, and just let everybody else believe their shit. The support of one can change the entire life of the one supported unconditionally. Yes. My mother was Roman Catholic, but she was cool with what I had going on. Hey, that's amazing, Sky, because I know you got some awesome stuff that you do. It's just, let me, start working with the devil here real quick, and let me bust out my horrible, evil tarot cards, and I'm going to channel, which is going to be all from the devil, all from evil spirits. That's all we do here, because me saying that I'm a channel is different than some random dude in a book written 2,000 years ago to say, I channeled this message straight from God. Where's your fucking confirmation of that? How do I know? Oh, I'm supposed to believe you? Oh, okay. I don't know you. I've just been told through the grapevine that you channeled God and you wrote this book and were put in it, so, it must be the real God. But they do say that Satan, the devil would be so deceptive that nobody would ever know that it was him. Not even the followers of Christ. So maybe the Bible is written by the devil to make people fall for his tricks. Who knows? Perspectives. So, let me get on this, guys. Let me start working with my demon energy and the darkness from underneath the underworld. I'm ready for it. Well, today was a much more kinder day. Sometimes I'm feisty, but spirit definitely, the demons definitely guide me into how the energy to approach people. Because some people need to be fucking told straight up with the spiritually blunt stuff, and other people, they gotta have their hand held when they're told that they're being an ass and closed-minded. Bring in Daddy Death energy and all that dark and evil. Daddy Death, bring it! We're ready for you. Everyone has thoughts, but does everyone have faith? I think people all have faith, but it ends up being, I don't know, I think many people lose it along the way. But it's never gone. It's just lost temporarily until they find what brings them back to their version of faith. Yes! Noemi, it's scamming time! If you guys are looking for a scam today, this is the best place to get it. I work with the devil, the demons, the darkness, and all the things that will give you the best advice that you've ever heard that will change your life. But, according to people who do not believe what we do, it is definitely demon energy. So, it's either that or a scam. I don't know. Depends on what the trolls say today. But let's just say your life will change a little bit. In a way. Somehow. Sorta. Maybe. Who knows? It's a scam. You pay your money. Let's find out. But on that, I actually did get a donated reading from Carmela for somebody who's willing to put their life on the line to work with the darkest of energies ever involved in any sort of healing practice. And I mean, the risk you're taking, you're putting yourself out there for hexes, for spells, for curses, for all the worst of the worst to happen to you. But your life will get better. I just love people. I love how people are so hateful because it just shows me how much pain they're in. And I just want to help them. But they're not ready for help. Because if they were, they wouldn't be coming in that energy in this space and continuing it. I've had people come in here who were actually hateful and like Christians and stuff, and I do exactly what I did for that other guy, and I really do try to be uncompassionate, be unconditional and compassionate with them. And I do say, like, you know, in this, if you were someone looking at this conversation who is walking in the light of Jesus, I'm coming at you with unconditional love, and you're giving me judgment and hate. So, like, let's really think about this. And I have had people apologize to me because they did recognize that what they were doing was not of love. It was judgment. It was not coming from a place of their faith. So, this is why I don't just block people. Because I don't want people to lose the opportunity to grow just because they want to be having temper tantrums like a child. Yes. I believe in a thing called love. Just listen to the rhythm of your heart. Amanda, hello and welcome. Thank you so much. It was so funny because I wore this purple hoodie today. I've had this for fucking years, like at least 10 years. And normally, to me, this is so plain. Like, I always have like a Power Ranger hoodie on or a Nickelodeon collab type thing. Like, usually I have more character to my character, and today I was like, you know, I'm just going on like this, and I put my earrings in, and I'm happy with that. I think faith can be a positive thing. I mean, I think it's almost a necessary thing in ways. Because when you have faith, it's like having hope in something that you don't see. There's no wisdom or knowledge that can give you faith. I mean, I guess you could have an understanding of teachings, and those can help you to have that faith, but you could have no basis of any sort of understanding of any religion or any teachings and still have faith that life can get better, that things can change in your life, that what you want to have happen in your life can change and come true for you. You don't need knowledge or wisdom for any of that to be true. So I would say I do disagree with that in the sense that I don't think you need those things to have faith. And I do think faith is important, but I think that when we hear the word faith, many of us who have religious trauma, we want to because there's certain words like church, God, Jesus, that make us feel triggered when we do not resonate with religion. And faith is belief to me. It's belief that there can be something more or better. And for each person, that's going to grow and change and be different. So that's my personal perspective on it. I get that way of saying it too, but having faith is the knowing. See, they're intertwined. Your faith is so deep that you just know that it's there. To me, they're one and the same in that. If you guys are enjoying what all this is, like what we've experienced, I mean, it's not always about religious things, of course, if anyone's been in here before, but this is something that I do every other week. I mean, I do it on my lives all the time, but I have a specific support group that I offer. Like next Sunday is my next one, and I only keep it open to 10 people. I keep it nice, small, and intimate for people to come together and talk about what they're going through in their journey. You could talk about your spiritual foundation, and we could work through that and help you to, I guess, gain more power in that for yourself. Like if you're questioning things, if you're trying to understand things, it's a space to grow. And of course, I'm leading it and I'm doing all that, but we're in this learning that we're all in this together, and that what you've been going through and what they've been going through are weirdly similar. And you're like, holy shit, okay, so I'm not alone. So if you're interested in that, check out the link in my bio. I have on my website, eternalwonderland.com. Like I said, I only keep 10 slots open each class, and it's open to book now. So if you're interested, check that out. And I also have one-on-one sessions. 111, I've still been seeing ones everywhere. I've also been seeing a ton of 2s since yesterday. Ooh, D, yes, claim that spot. It's gonna be a good one. When we did it a week ago, honestly, it was so much better than I even thought it was gonna be. Like, it made me feel like I would love for this to be my regular thing. Like, I would love if I could have this class a couple days a week, or this support group where people can come in and have a space where they go to feel safe, to explore themselves. I recognize that there are people who don't have support groups, that don't have friends and family that align with themselves. And sometimes we just need others to talk to who see it like we do. And I fully encourage people to be a part of that, because that is what ends up happening. Just like in here, it's the same fucking vibe, except we get to actually like be on Zoom call and actually talk with each other, which makes it the more personal experience, in my opinion. So I found that it was powerful for me, but also those of you that were in it too. Like, it just felt right. It just felt like what I've been trying to accomplish in my business. And so I'm not gonna put like an appointment every week, because I recognize I'm just starting. Like, this will be my second one. So D, you popping in, you're going to be a part of the second class, right? So it's still new, and I'm being honest with myself, and I don't want to have like 2 people in each class spread out through the month, and I got to be smart. So I will eventually like to get to a space where I have this every week. And I've been considering opening it up where 2 of these a month are the small, intimate versions. So people who really, really want that group therapy type of vibe, those would be like twice a month. And then the opposite weeks would be no limit. Anybody could come in. It would make it to where it's not as likely. Like, if we had 20 people in there, you're not going to guarantee that you're going to be able to have a conversation with me about what you're going through personally, like you do in the smaller 10-person class. But it would be like this, where you know that you show up and you're going to gain something from it. And there is still a chance that you will be a part of, like, asking your questions and diving into your specific thing, but it's open to more people. And I might change the price point for that one too. But yeah, that's what I was thinking about. But I'm playing around with the idea and seeing how I feel about it. Oh, what's up, Norca? Dude, it's been a minute since you've been in the live. You have that same tapestry? I love this tapestry. I feel like I'm sad that the bookshelf with the tarot decks and stuff block it, but I love it so much. Dark Side of the Sun. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it, man. Oh, okay. So what we're going to do is I would love to give this reading to the person that's going to win it, because for those of you new in here, Carmela, awesome Carmela, she donated for somebody to get a reading today from me, or a channeled message, guidance, what we do. And I entered her in for the chance to win a 1 hour, because that's what I do when someone donates for somebody else. You get entered in for the raffle to win a 1 hour session with me. And I will pull the winner for that beginning of December. The other way to get entered in is to get the $30 reading. I offer a $20 and a $30. Both are the same exact thing. The only difference is that the $30 gets you entered in with the raffle, so it's like a $10 raffle to be able to win a 1 hour session with me. It's a fucking great investment. So, I think we got a majority of people who chose to do an intuitive number pick. So that's probably what we're going to go ahead and do for that. All has been well. I mean, I got my own shit going on as everybody else, but overall I would say the energy has been uplifting and moving me in a direction that feels better, while also swimming through the sludginess of the energy. So I've been just feeling releasing. I've been feeling a lot of guidance of getting back to basics and remembering things that I just have already integrated so much into myself that it's so integrated it's almost forgotten. Like that type of integration. So things I've been repeating to myself for a while now is every day in every way my life is getting better and better. And starting to feel that. And when I see something in my life reflect that, sitting in that, being grateful. When I see a booking come through for my class, I'm just like, thank you, Spirit. Like, I sit in that, and I allow myself to feel excited about it, to feel grateful for it, to be happy that I am giving that energy off to people that they want to invest in themselves through me as well. Like, it's just going through this journey and going through imposter syndrome and all that shit, it just makes you, like, remind yourself, sit. There are people who spend hours in your room every time you're live. They don't sit in there for hours for a chance to get a reading. They sit in there because of what you speak, how you channel the guidance, what we talk about. From the moment that I get on here, it is just channeled. Like, right, this looks like normal conversation. Of course, I don't know what we're going to talk about when I come on live. I just let Spirit guide me along the way. So Spirit, people might call this Spirit-led. That's what I do. I allow each live to be its unique thing. Because the people in here now are going to have a different energy than the people who show up tomorrow. Sure, there's going to be overlap, but whatever the chunk of the message that we're going to be talking about, it's what you need right now. You found this live. How many people are on TikTok right now? Too many to count. And somehow, this mug, apparently this really pretty mug, is ready to deliver messages for you. Sorry, I was just making a joke on the Christian dude earlier. I'm really pretty, and I should probably be Christian. Like, what the fuck? This is just the weirdest thing I've ever heard. I think that is the weirdest thing I've ever had a Christian come in here and say. Sarah, I appreciate you hanging out. Like, my mission when I come on live, genuinely, this is it. And people have heard me say this 1,000 times, they can back me up. I want you to leave this room feeling better than when you found it. Whether that is encouraging you on your journey, taking weight off your shoulder about something that's been stressing you out, or making you feel worried about life, whatever it is, it doesn't even have to be like a message. It could just be the energy. I don't really care. All I want is for you to leave feeling better. And let me just say, that does not mean that my messages that I deliver are like, they're rough, okay? Spiritually Blunt is in the name for a reason. People don't find me when they need this like, oh, sweetheart, so much is going on. No. You need like your bestie to come in and be like, bitch, you're still talking to Ricardo. You know, like a little bit more intense, maybe. And Spirit just delivers it to me in the way that you need to hear it. But it is going to be straight up. And I'm not going to beat around the bush. Because I'm not doing you justice as your person that you're coming to get this answered for you. If I choose to keep things back because I'm worried I'm going to hurt you or say something in a way that's going to hurt you. Because if Spirit gave it to me, it's what you need to hear. And it's not up to me to decide what you get and do not get to hear. If I'm an open channel and I allow myself to be, then whatever comes through is for you. And sometimes I will hear it and I'll be like, whew, okay. And I'll sit with it and make sure that it's the way that they want me to say it. Because it's the way in which I say it that will hit the chord in you to help you hear it in the way that will help benefit you the most. And that's a scary thing on my end. Because sometimes the things that Spirit has me say to you are like, you really want me to say that? And every time I do, it's like, fuck, that resonated. Archangel Michael, you know this is the biggest scam of your lifetime. That'll change your life. I love you too, man. I watched one of your videos on my FYP, which made me feel so validated, so I hopped in your live. Was it the one that I just posted today about feeling like stuck energy, I guess, really. And because that's been heavy. That's been heavy. Ooh. That's okay. So gentle, yes, but I definitely told you straight up about this dude and the honest feeling I got from your energy with this guy, and that it just isn't really meant to continue, right? Like, I'm not gonna sit there and be like, maybe you could work it out. There's always a chance, but let's be real. What I'm feeling, that ain't happening here. That's not the motivation right now. But again, I will always say this, I believe that anybody can change in an instant. You could have a life-changing moment, you could have a new thought that comes to mind that shifts your perspective and makes you want to do something different. So nothing is set in stone. But you have to be honest about what these changes are and if you're really doing them for yourself or to save something else. Like in that case, like if he wanted to keep you in his life, are the changes that he's making for himself or only to keep you around? If it's only for you, then they're not going to last. They need to be something that he recognizes in himself would make him better in some way. And that's why he wants to do it, not just to save something that he is gaining value from in his journey. You know, like that kind of stuff. Aliana, thank you so much for the follow. Oh, love it. Okay, so what we're gonna do, yes, I would love to be able to talk more like back and forth with you in that. So that will be a perfect setting for that. Anyone new popping in here, Dee's talking about, I have a Spiritually Blunt support group that I offer every other week for only 10 people. I keep it very limited because it's really important for me, and at least at this time, this is what I feel called to have a smaller group of people to really connect with them. It's on Zoom, up to you if you want to be on video or not. Last class everybody did, and I think that like, I even asked Steph like how she felt about it, but I feel like it helps you feel more connected to the people in there. And it's a safe space. Just like when you walked in this room, we didn't walk, we scrolled. You scrolled in this room, you knew this was a safe space. you will feel that in the Zoom sessions too. So I have those every other week. And then I also do personal one-on-ones. If you just need help, you just need someone to talk to about your journey, I will be there for you. Like, that's what I do. I love helping people. And if there's anything I can do to do it, if it's within my scope of expertise, I am happy to. And if it's not, I'll be honest with you. And I'll say, that's not, like mediumship. I get people with that all the time. I'm like, that's not something I do. Sometimes it happens. But, like, what do you want to talk about with that? And, like, try to help them to work through whatever. So, if it's meant to be, it'll be. I fully 100% believe that. If we're meant to work together, it will align. That's just how it is. What's up, Kim? Hello, hello. And Cindy, I see you in here. Hello. Hi. It's been a minute. All right. Without further ado, let's make this happen. Okay. I love you guys. Thank you so much for your support, by the way. I really appreciate it. This is turning out to be a really great live. Whether or not it pays my bills doesn't matter, because this is what I'm here for. This experience that we've had for the last hour and a half is why I ever started joining TikTok and being live. So that is important to me, and I am so grateful to have that in here and to be able to have my own spiritual practice from this. But at the end of the day, you don't have to pay anything to gain value in this room. If you want to dive deeper into that, you can pay for that. But it is always free to hang out. And never feel obligated to have to pay for this experience. Please, just hang out. Your time is priceless. You could do anything with your day, and you are choosing to be in this room right now. And that's not for me, that's for you. You are choosing to better yourself by staying in this room. And please, that's not hostage talk. Like, you leave whenever you're done being in here. But choosing to invest your time is your most valuable resource. And I cannot thank you enough. Ooh, I'm not going to cry right now. I cannot thank you enough for investing your most valuable thing into my life and yourself. So thank you, for real. Ooh. Oh. Okay. I need to give me your tears. I just don't want to cry right now. I cry all the time. I'm good without crying today, Spirit. Though when it needs to happen, I can't hold it back. So I've been releasing a lot lately. Let me write down. Okay. I'm going to connect in. I'm going to ask Spirit for what we're doing here. And we're gonna figure it out. We're doing the intuitive number thing. Sasha, hello! So good to see you! I really do have the best fucking soul family. Like, seriously, I am so grateful for you guys. I've been doing this now for, 3 years? And there are people like you, Sasha, and like many others that have been here since I was living in Missouri, single, and just starting my spiritual path. So to have you here today, where I have grown so fucking much. Like, I am so not the person that you guys initially found, but look at how much we have grown together. Because, straight up, if we were not still vibrating at the same, in some way, the same frequency, you would not find me anymore. You would be not interested in what we're talking about. So this also shows you how far you have come in your journey. Because if you weren't growing, we wouldn't be here right now. So I'm proud of all of you fucking for that too. Scott, you said you cried a lot by accident. How? How is it on accident? That is a huge compliment, Aliana. That is. Like, I recognize that one of my gifts that I was given in this experience was to have an open energy. And being open and vulnerable is a must to me. I don't gatekeep anything on this app, in life in general, but like, I really try my best to have an energy of like, I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to make you feel bad for your choices. I'll be honest with you and speak to you like I said, your bestie, but there is no point in trying to be something that isn't authentic. And I want to be real, so you know that that is what you're walking into. I have a grounding energy. I am so earth in all of my fucking chart. It's crazy. I'm a Virgo sun, a Capricorn moon, and a Virgo rising. And the rest of my chart, I have a Cap stellium. I'm just very earthy. And I believe I came in this experience with that because I'm meant to do this. I'm meant to help people that are scared, confused, in this unknown space, find a place where they feel like they're not alone. Because we're not. Though it can feel lonely in this world, we're here together, going through it. Okay. All right, let me ask Spirit what's the number going to be today. Interesting. Okay. Okay. So the number that I chose, and I'm going to pick the winner from the first one I see. I know sometimes it looks different on your end, but whatever I see on mine, that's going to be the winner. We're going to pick a number between 30 and 50. And whatever number is in there, that's whoever gets, will get to win the donated reading from Carmela. So feel free to throw in your answers. And then after that, we'll be caught up on the list. Oh my God, you're so funny, Noemi. Yeah, we'll be caught up on the list. So anyone that wants to get in on a channeled message, guidance, energy reading, and all that fun stuff, you could just go to link in my bio. I have a Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, where we can do all that. I don't see it yet. Oh, I see a winner. Winner, chicken dinner. Oh, it's going to be backwards for you guys. Steph, 47. 47 was the answer. Whoop, whoop. All right. You get that donated reading, friend. Look at you. Divine timing. Like I said, I really believe that everything happens at the perfect time, and anytime anyone's ever donated a reading, it's gone to exactly who it needed to go to. So, congratulations. I swear I'm always off by one. Yeah, I saw Aliana she was off, or they were off by one as well. I was like, so many people, but I saw Steph's and it was right. So good job. Do you have anything specific that you're looking for guidance on? Are you wanting to leave it up to general, channeled message? Like, what are you feeling? What's your vibe today? I wonder if that's like a message in and of itself for you, Sky. Like being like one step out off of being able to get the thing. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so just life. Like, God, there's so much to life. I'm like thinking about like your personal growth. Like, if I can explore if there are things that are Spirit wants to bring to your attention that could help you break through some limitations. If you got relationship stuff that you're curious about, I can also bust out the Oracle spin wheel and see what deck you get, and then kind of go from there, because Spirit always says exactly what you need anyways. Okay, so we can see what comes through. If relationship stuff comes up, are you in one? Are you looking? I just, personally, that's just something I always ask, because I need to understand what direction the energies are going. So, the spin wheel. I'll definitely bust up the spin wheel. We'll get some oracle cards, and we'll see what messages come through about life and possibly relationship. Okay, you're in one. All right. Oh, Noemi, I've totally done that, like in Carolyn's life sometimes. I'm trying to get the chat to scroll back up, and I scroll into the next person's live, and sometimes it's somebody who watches my lives, and now I feel like a dick because I'm literally about to leave your live because I gotta go back to my girlfriend's live, and I didn't mean to be here, it just accidentally happened, and then I'm thinking, oh my god, I hope they didn't see me join, and we're like, oh my god, Annie, hi, and I'm like, silence, because I'm not really there. Anxiety, I know, I feel it, I know that. Okay. So let's get the Oracle Spin Wheel. For anybody who's never seen this before, I offer this. Woo. Oh, where's it at? Sometimes my multitasking isn't fantastic. So, the wheel images in your wheels list are outdated? What do you mean, bitch? I'm doing an update. I've never had it say that before, so... Let's see. Okay, well, it didn't delete all of my wheels, so that's a plus. Alright. So, I have a ton of decks back here, and I go through cycles when I resonate with some more than others, and essentially what I did is I went through my Oracle decks, and right now, these are the ones that I'm really resonating with. And anyone who reads and uses cards understands that sometimes you just need a break from the ones that you have. So, I created an Oracle deck, or an Oracle wheel, so we can let Spirit choose whichever deck is going to be best for your reading, and then I just do my intuitive stuff from that. So, yeah, I got definitely quite the collection over here. It's dwindled down at least by half, because Carolyn and I sold a shit ton of them when we did Pride and did readings 2 years ago. Oracle shelf. And these are our different tarot decks. The ones we use the most are already out. And I got a ton of books down here that, most of which I have not read. I have this like thought theory type thing where if I just acquire it, it's just in my brain. Alright, let me turn around, you guys. Flip. Okay. Let me put you back in the hole. Gotcha. Alright. I do really love the spin wheel, so I can't really get rid of it because initially I was doing like separate readings for this, but I'm just letting Spirit guide me at this point. You know, if it's meant to be a wheel spin, then that's what we're doing, but it doesn't stop here. This is just what starts it, and then we move into the intuitive stuff as well. But I know it's backwards for you guys, how much is a reading? So I offer 2 readings in here, 20 or 30. 20 and 30, same exact reading. The 30 gets you entered in for a raffle that I am doing to... It's really hard to sell myself. I'm sorry, guys. I'm an awkward sale because I don't know how to sell myself. So basically, it's just... Oh my god. I've done this for so long and I still can't do it. I'm giving people an opportunity to win a 1-hour session with me. So if people want to be a part of the raffle, they just pay the extra $10 to be put into the bowl. That's all. That's all it is. Oh my god. This is like where I wish that I had like a marketing team and someone else that could sell the shit that I do, because that's not me. I just show up and I do the thing. And it's really hard when like you're by yourself in your business. And I mean, Carolyn's the same way too, where it's really hard for us to sell what we do. Because if we could, we wouldn't never have to charge for this. We would just do it for free. And as our business becomes more successful financially and things like that, it will be something we could do more for free. But for right now, we all got bills to pay. So it's kind of like, gotta. But that's what it's at right now. So, Steph, let's figure out what deck is going to be used for your reading. Sorry, it's backwards. I forgot to flip it, but I want to get you started, so let's do this. The Key deck. This used to be one of my OG decks that I would use all the time. Back in the day, I used to only ever use Oracle decks. I was actually super intimidated by tarot. And then I went through a change where I was only using tarot and no Oracle decks. There it is. The key. Oh, fuck. Ironically, I'm wearing... Sky, I must have heard your thought, because I literally just thought, I'm wearing my key pendant today. No coincidences. We don't believe in that shit. Everything happens for a reason. Okay. Alright. Wiggity, 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 whack. Okay, let me get this. So right now I'm actually playing different music. Normally I play a playlist on here, but if you guys aren't already, I started a YouTube channel. I had it for a while, but I've posted nothing on it. And it's the same name as this. And I basically decided I'm going to start posting my lives onto YouTube. Because, honestly, these are super powerful. And I know that there's some people who are sad because they missed it. And I want you guys to be able to watch it at any time. And obviously, if I use the music that I normally use, I'm going to get hit with copyright. And I want to be able to monetize my page. So I'm switching it up, which I got to find another alternative too, because music is part of the reading. And when I don't get given the songs, sometimes it's a little bit more of a challenge for me to tap into the energy, because music is part of it for me. So I'm trying to figure out how to make this work. But for right now, we're listening to James Chatfield and just playing his stuff. So that's what's been in the background, if you can hear it at all. It's been kind of quiet, but that way I could post all my stuff to YouTube and you guys could watch it. And like, today was a really good one for YouTube, a very powerful message for people, and I'm excited for it. Oh, that's a good point. Shell, I didn't even think of that. I did not even think of that. That you could like share this with your friends that don't have TikTok. Yeah. Like I do. Because for me, when I'm off of this app, I spend more time on YouTube than on TikTok. So for me, it makes more sense to be posting on there, because I'm on here for 3 hours at a time. I'm sorry. I got too much life to live to be editing a video to find a max of a 10-minute segment of my live to post. You gotta experience the whole thing. So, well, not even the whole thing, but whatever you're meant to find that day. Like, people who were in my live on the 11/11, I went full rando and did a channeled message for it was a guided meditation, essentially. And that's on YouTube. I put that on there. I was actually thinking about taking that one section out and posting that separately for people who just want the meditation, because it was a good one, and it doesn't just have to be for 11/11 portal. It's something that can be implemented when you find it. It's a timeless type of thing, but in the moment it was meant to be for the 11/11 portal, but it doesn't mean it can't be used for other stuff. So, Noemi, thank you so much. So, yeah, shameless plug. Check out my YouTube. I think I only had 2 subscribers last time I looked. But I'm just gonna be doing a lot of, like, posting the same shit that I make on here on YouTube. Like, the video I just posted, I'm gonna be putting that on YouTube. So it's gonna have, like, some crossover stuff, until I start building up a routine with posting and using it, because it's all new. And if I get too in my head about it, it's gonna feel too overwhelming, and I'll just not do it. So I'm like, you know what? I make enough content I could share amongst the apps that I use, which is pretty much just this and YouTube. I don't really like Instagram. I have one, but it's pretty much just for my Theories of the Third Kind people who have found me through there. They don't really seem to care as much about my spiritual stuff, and so it feels like a waste posting over there. Now I'm at 6. Yeah! We're on the way up. So, I love it. I love it. I know we'll get there. I'm in no rush. It's gonna happen when it happens. Chance, dude, welcome. We're about to start a reading for our good friend Steph. So, well, not the Steph that you're thinking. Not that Steph. Steph. That's her name is just Steph in here. So, that's Steph. I do attract a lot of Stephs now that I'm really thinking about it. Okay. Let me stop jibber jabbering and tap into Steph's energy. Interesting. Okay, so my logical brain is trying to discount what I just saw. So I'm just going to talk about it, and we'll see where it goes. Just the first thing I saw was, it was a very quick glimpse of a playground, and then it went into a turkey, like just seeing a turkey. And I was trying to understand it, and I'm like, well, of course, we're about to go into Thanksgiving, so that makes sense. But I actually kind of, like, do you have plans for Thanksgiving that either you're anxious or excited about? I was leaning more towards, like, nervous about, like, the holiday. Whether it's maybe you're doing new traditions, maybe you're not with your family, or maybe you're having to go deal with your family, and that's like a whole thing too. Let's see what the cards have to say. Okay. Some good cards that came out though. Do you have plans for Thanksgiving? I want to figure out if that was a message or just... it has to be something, because it doesn't just come for no reason. So it must be something. Yes and no. So this past year, we lost 2 really big people, and both of them were our holidays. Okay. Okay, so it's going to be a lot different, because the people who used to run them and stuff were... like, the head honchos, right? They were the ones that took care of it. And now it's kind of like, are we still going to have the same traditions? Are we still going to have the same vibe? Is it going to feel the same? That's so interesting, because the first card that came out was leadership. And I was like, okay, this is interesting. Either you're starting your own traditions, you're starting your own, or like, maybe there's parts of it. I don't know where we're going to go from this. Let's just take the ride, okay? There's either traditions or things of your family that you want to continue to have happen. And this feels like it might be up to you to be able to do this. Like, you might have to be the one that says, all right, this is going to happen. And that is super uncomfortable for you, to be the one to say, like, I have to be using my strong voice to say that we should keep doing this and, like, not let it die, the traditions die along with them not being here. Like, I understand it hurts, but this is something that we've all had forever, and the best thing that we can do is have them live on through the traditions that we've had in place forever. And I do recognize that it's gonna feel a little different, but overall, I feel like the spirit that these kinds of traditions that you guys have, and it could be like, I'm not even saying the tradition, like whatever it is, it actually feels like kind of small, I guess you could say. Like, you always have like a weird ass dish that isn't at all Thanksgiving, and that person would always make it. And you're afraid like it won't be the same because they made it, and so it was their version of it. But it's like, you want to keep it going. It could be something like that, even. Like something as small as that. Whew. Oh, that is so sweet. We saved a seat at the table. That's so sweet. Okay. So, I'm getting this message from Spirit that it might be up to you to encourage people to keep this going. And maybe you aren't the person that makes the dish, but you know one of your family members can, and maybe they're hurting too. Like, it hurts for them to make it because they have their own memories around making that dish with this person. And your experience spending time in the live and learning these things, you will be able to talk to them to help them see the beauty in the thing. And that our loved ones, when they pass, they want us to be happy still. They want us to hold the memories in our heart in a light, not darkness. And it will be in darkness for some time because that's natural, right? That's grieving. But the last thing that they ever want from us is to walk around in pain that they're gone and hold ourselves back from experiences because of that. So it feels to me like this is going to be a really powerful family gathering in whatever form it is. I feel that the energy is giving like openness. There are some hesitant to change, but I think that there's going to be something that you say, and maybe it's to a group or a couple family members, that really help them break free of the pain that they've been in through this experience. And I don't want you to feel pressure to have to come up with something, because it's going to be like naturally like a natural conversation. It's going to be channeled, and it's not going to feel like I'm channeling a message from the past loved one or God. You know, it's not going to be like that. It's going to be what you always see me do. And you're going to know exactly what to say at that moment for that person or that group of people. And that's going to be life-changing in many ways for them. I want to read what this card says on the bottom, because there's a message here. Yes, that's how it works for me too. I just say what I'm, like, it's almost like if you don't say it, you feel like you're, I don't like to use this word, but like you're doing something wrong. You're holding yourself back from something you feel like you should be doing. It's like, I can't get it out of my mind until I say it. Like that type of energy. And you may, again, not know how to start it, how to open up with it, but as awkward as it might come out, it will be exactly what they need to hear. Okay, so this says, you have the opportunity to take the lead. It may be in work, personal, or family situations. You have the wisdom and knowledge to do what is best at this time. That made me think of earlier, what was it, FYI? Was this you? That said, like, the faith without wisdom and knowledge. Like, these words are in this card together. You have the wisdom and knowledge to do what is best at this time. No more playing it safe and blending in with the pack. Shine your light and speak your truth. So that also made me feel like this energy of maybe there are people in your family who do not see things the way you do. They might be a bit closed-minded. And of course, me being reminded of FYI, or why FYI, I think that was who said that, the faith, you don't need faith when you have like wisdom and knowledge. It reminded me of that whole conversation we just had with that person. So there might be people in your family who are on that same page as that Von Question, or whatever the fuck his name was. And you keep yourself small in your family group instead of speaking how you feel. And I believe you're in a space now that maybe you've never been in before, where you wouldn't be attacking them or feeling like really defensive in your belief. It would be more like, honestly, exactly what just happened today with that guy, is trying to show them there ain't nothing like Christian love. Like, ain't no hate like Christian love, right? Like that kind of energy. Like, you're trying to show them that, like, why do you come at me so much for what it is that I believe? Like, I never come at you for how much judgment that you give me, and I still love you unconditionally, you know, like, whatever it is. But Spirit's saying, like, don't feel like you have to make yourself small to be in this family dynamic. Be real. Be yourself. Because I feel that there's some people in your family that need a wake-up call. And I know it's scary, but I feel like it's going to come through you. The second card I got with that was good news and positivity. So I feel that there is, like, so much to be gained from this experience. And I feel like, you know, we're very much talking about Thanksgiving, but this is like a moment to give examples of how you are doing this outside of your family too. It feels like we're taking this conversation and how can we apply it to other parts of your life? How else are you making yourself small around other people in your journey? Is this happening with your partner too, right? Like, are we in this space where you feel like you can't fully express yourself at times, or feel like you have to walk on eggshells about certain ideas or beliefs, you know, like, or not? Do you recognize the freedom that you have with this person, and that you don't receive that with everybody else? And if you don't, then why? Are those people meant to be in your life if they don't accept you for who you are, and love you unconditionally, right? But this card says, your prayers have been heard. Good news is on the way. The universe wants you to have expectancy of positive outcomes in your life. You have the power to manifest what you desire of your highest good by co-creating with Source. Now it's time to celebrate. Ooh, that's so good. So to me, this is a confirmation card that anything that you had been trying to bring into your life, you have been putting in that effort, that energy. You've been making those changes that are needed for these things to come into your reality. And it just feels like a power in you that you haven't felt in a long time. Sure, there's confusion at times along the way. That's fucking normal. But your foundation is strong now. You feel sure of yourself and your belief and your understanding. You know what you want in your life. And I think you, from even a year ago, Steph, would have felt scared to say anything that would push against someone else in your family, like fawning behavior. Like you would definitely release, okay? I'll release for you. You would definitely choose to fawn instead of stand up for yourself because you didn't want to make someone else uncomfortable. And that has been a wound that you have been healing for a while. And I can feel that in you. Again, don't be hard on yourself when that behavior, the people pleasing, the fawning kind of feeling comes up, because it's going to. It's going to happen at moments, and then you recognize it, and then that's when you get the choice. Do I allow myself to fall back into that fawning behavior, or do I say, nope, I'm choosing different. I'm going to be honest. I know it's going to hurt. I know it's going to be awkward, but I got to be real. I can't just let this keep happening like this, because if I don't say it, then I'm not making a boundary, or I'm not being able to speak my needs, and I expect people... I expect people to understand what I need and what I want, but I don't tell them that. I don't tell them what I need and I want. I just expect them to know. I mentioned in my video that 2023 has been a year of breaking karmic cycles. Repeating patterns, old cycles that you've been a part of. And that was one that you have overcome. So when it shows up in your life, it's only because it's making you see how far you've come. That person that would have said something to you that would have put you into like recluse mode and made yourself small, you now stand proud like the fucking lion to say, no, I don't agree with that. And you do it in a way that works for you. And you know whether that person needs to hear it a bit like, no, you're being fucking ridiculous. But I think for you, you have a way of saying it strongly and softly at the same time. And that is power. To be able to say something that hits someone in the soul without punching them in the face. I punch people in the face. You're able to help people who are resistant and cannot be punched in the face to be woken up. You give them a way to hear it that allows them to actually listen. So don't underestimate the power of your word, because it is strong. And those things that you have changed in your life, this is your confirmation that this is what you were meant to do. Not the talking thing necessarily, but like that you are on the right path. Though you know that I don't believe in the wrong path, but for you, you are asking, am I making the choices that are aligning me with the reality that I am creating for myself? Yes. So don't give up on yourself. Keep chugging along. This year is almost over, and it will be a breath of fresh air when we flip over. Because I believe every month has its own energy. And this whole year, I would say actually mostly since June, has been pretty intense energy. And we're near the end of it, at least to this degree. So I feel like that's what Spirit has for you. I can't pick up on anything else, but I will say, Steph, that I'm very proud of you. I can feel the maturity of your energy, and it's always really cool for me to read for people, just over the years, and see the growth, because energy is my main language, and when I can feel just you going from a place of feeling lost and so unsure about what it is that you're doing with your life to now having that lioness power that, like, I may not know where I'm going, but I don't fucking care because I know I'm gonna get there. I can't put words to that. I can't. It's such a beautiful thing to see in people. So I'm so proud of you because you have come a long way. Oh, man. Woo! That was really good. Also, thank you all the chat and for the person who donated this reading. Yes, thank you. Carmela, if she's still in here, she's the one who donated the reading for you today. And I tell you, every time, Spirit never fails. Always make sure that the person who needs it hears it. So, I love you, Steph. Thank you again so much for letting me read for you. Anybody in the chat who would love to send some love in there, you guys already know my regulars. Just put some hearts, some heart hands in the chat to support Steph on her journey. Woo-wee! Oh, that's beautiful. Carmela, I saw something else come through for you. Let me see what you said. It hasn't shown up on the iPad yet. You are very, very welcome. Very welcome. Oh, Carmela, you want to know what your next partner is going to be like. All right. This will be interesting. Usually when I read for people and I do like relationship stuff, sometimes I pick up on the energy of the person they're manifesting. So I'll be very interested to see how this goes because I don't think I've ever really done it beforehand. Like where I'm like, all right, let's feel that energy before. It just happens, kind of like the mediumship does for me. All right, so Carmela, that's going to get you entered in for another chance for an hour, my friend. So why don't we go ahead and get you put in there for number 2. Carmela. Noemi, you're so great, dude. All right. Your odds are getting higher, Carmela. Your odds are getting higher to be chosen for the winner. Da-na-na-na. I took a whole week off, so that's a whole week less of entries than would normally be in here. So, do-do-do-do. Here we go. We're going to put you in, Carmela, for the chance to win a 1-hour session with yours truly that I will be pulling for the first week of December. If you guys are enjoying the live, keep smashing that screen with your thumbs. I know they're getting tired, but this will build endurance. You know, for any of my gamers out there, let's just tap that screen. It really does help. This go out to the FYP. And again, like I said earlier, I appreciate you guys spending so much time in here and investing your most valuable thing in this experience. Next Sunday, I have a workshop, or not workshop, but a support group. Carolyn does workshops. I have a support group for people. If you like this live, then you're going to love that space. I keep it limited to only 10 people, so that way it's more intimate. We can really dive into things, and I get to talk to each person in the class. It's just like, to me, that's important. Maybe in the future, I'll have a more open where anybody can come and da-da-da, but right now, I really like the intimacy of it, and honestly, last week's it confirmed to me indefinitely that is exactly what I need to be doing. So, I know Dee was going to be on her way over to book her slot, so that will, I don't know, I think I still have 9 slots for that class open, so go ahead and check that out, get your spot reserved today, and it will be a good time. It's a Zoom call, so up to you if you want to use video or not, but highly recommend because it's really good. It's really good. Where's the box? Okay. Chance, I will always say divine timing, because let's say like right now it doesn't work out for you to do it. That's okay, because maybe the people who are showing up with this weekend's class are going through different things than what you're going through. So it might, the collective energy might just be different. So whatever time that class happens for you that works for you, then that's going to be it. Like, I never want someone to feel like they have to force themselves into buying something from me just to like get themselves in. Like, please trust your intuition. Know when it's the right time, because that will make it so much more powerful. of course, I would love the support, the financial stuff. Like I need it, right? I got bills too. But I would so much rather you book when it feels right. I will miss out on my bills. I don't care, as long as this happens in divine timing. Because I know that if I try to force something that isn't meant to be, then that's not going to be good on my end. Energetically, karmically, it just doesn't feel right. That's why, like, when someone wants a reading and they don't want to invest in it, it's just not the right time. I have tried so much in my practice to make myself available to everybody, and I have to be honest with my energy exchange. I give a lot. I dive deep into these things, and we really talk about stuff. So for me, just like all y'all in here, what we've had one person pay, but you tell me that every other person, all the rest of the 16 of you in here, have not gained value. That came for free. You didn't have to pay for what you gained from this, right? So I had to be honest with myself and realize that I do give a ton of shit for free, and that's okay. And in my future, whenever I am making way more than I need for my bills, I'll be able to come live and do this for free all the time and be able to support myself and my family from my Spiritually Blunt support group and whatever else I got going on. But I'm not there yet. So I gotta do what I gotta do now, but I'm one of those people that's all about paying it forward. So I will eventually be able to do these things. Like, you guys are supporting me while I'm growing. I will be supporting you right back. Of course I'm doing it now, but be taking care of people. I am someone that I will be a millionaire for a short time because I will be donating more money than to keep me out of the millionaire category, because I want to give to people. Like, I know I'll get there eventually, but not there yet. I got a big mission, I believe, and this is why I'm going through things in segments to get me to where I need to be, because I need a really strong foundation to do what I want to do. Yeah, thank you, Steph. I do have a podcast with Carolyn called Spiritually Blunt. Quinn, thank you for the compliment on the hat. It's a vibe for sure. All right, Carmela, let's see what we get for you today. And while I get started on Carmela's reading, once we do hers, I'll be caught up on the list. So if you want to be next, check out the link in the bio for Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. For those of you that don't have any of those, check out the website because I got other ways to pay on there. But if you would like to see what you get for this hangout, see what happens with Carmela. But it's $20 if you don't want to be entered into the chance for the raffle, $30 if you do. And the raffle gets you an opportunity to win a 1-hour session with me. So that's what we got going on. All right. I am still going to do the Oracle Spin Wheel. I don't really know if it's going to pull a romance deck for you, but I feel like I have this kind of vibe, Carmela, that Spirit might want to talk a bit about you as well. So I'm going to kind of just trust it and go with it as we do. So I am not an atheist, Bart. So here we go. Let's see what that is. Let's get a spin that wheel in the comment section, you guys. Spin that wheel. I want to get rid of my subscriptions, but I would love to have an emoji that was like, spin that wheel. Spin that wheel. Woo, let's go. Inner Child Oracle. Interesting choice. Okay, Spirit. Let's see what we get off of that. It was the deck that was right above the key deck as well. So this was the second deck that I used to use regularly with the key deck. And it was also the Work Your Light. They're all pink boxes, which I always thought was weird. But that's what it was. Alright. So Spirit, we are trying to connect. Okay. As soon as I went to say, Spirit, we're trying to connect with the person that Carmela is manifesting, I instantly had the thought come into my mind that the person that you're calling into you could change again. Like I always say, anybody could change at any time. So what it is that you're asking for could alter the person that you bring into you. Because you do not have one soulmate. You do not have one person that you spend your life looking for. That is the illusion that the society of brainwashing tries to tell us. Our soulmate changes based off of our changes in life. And we will always find somebody who best matches who we are now. And the one thing that we look for is finding somebody who is willing to make the changes in themselves that are necessary for their growth, but that they also align with our timeline. So we're basically looking for someone to grow with us. And I get this energy that there are still some parts of your journey that you're working through healing that, okay, Carmela, this is what I'm getting, is that the thing that you are needing to look at in yourself, they're saying that if you choose to step over this, then you will attract somebody who will amplify this in you. So you can't just ignore it. But if you address it, then you will call in the person that you're like really looking for. The person that you want to spend your life with, kind of energy. Okay. Let's, Jesus. Okay. Put these to the side just in case. Encased? That's definitely not a word. At least not in that sense of it. Oh, you commented the sound effect too. I love it. I love it. You guys are the best, seriously. Okay. Hydration. Hydration, hydration, hydration. Okay. So we're trying to figure out and connect into the person you are manifesting now. Okay. The first message I'm getting from Spirit is that it's not one-sided. It isn't just you that's like it. They're not waiting on you. To be honest, you're both still going through some shit of healing to align with each other. And it feels like a thin layer. Like it doesn't feel like there's a lot separating you two. Man. I'm getting this vibe of like what you're being asked to do, it sounds simple, but it's changing a part of your experience that you have had a long time. Whether it's the way that you look at the world, at yourself. Like one of the cards I got was You Deserve to Be Seen, which I get conflicting energy with because your energy sometimes can be very bipolar for me. And I feel like that happens a lot when I read for you. And it's like, with some people, you allow yourself to be this bright, bubbly, loud energy, but not everyone gets to see that version of you. And I feel like Spirit is trying to get you to be that version of you with everybody. At least where you feel safe. But you're very reserved when you are in spaces that you're not sure if they're gonna think that you are too much or you're annoying, like pestering, or it's giving me this energy of like you have been this version in the past where you're open, bubbly, lively with everybody, and it wasn't the crowd. And so they took what you were doing as like, you're too much. And this is like the past energy, because now, Carmela, you surround yourself with people who love you and want you, like the you in their life. And I feel that that version of you is the one of the partner you're calling in. So the person that you're asking for loves this version of you. The one that you get to be with your best friend, where you're fucking weird together and you make dirty jokes and you just are ridiculous together. The person you're calling in wants that. They want you to be yourself. And I feel that Spirit's asking you to break through the wall that is keeping you from feeling free to be yourself. That is like a really strong message that I'm getting, because it's not that you don't love who you are, you do. There has to be something, maybe this is the inner child deck, right? So something from childhood or your growing life that your authentic personality was off-putting to some people. And not just like where you got the vibe because you experienced that, where nobody said anything, but you could tell that like they were not really wanting to talk with you, but that you have had people confront you about this. And it made you become smaller and less bright because you were worried about what other people were going to think about you and who you are. But look around you now. Excuse me. You now have people in your life who, if you weren't acting the way that you do, they would ask you, are you okay? Like, you've been really quiet lately. They would find it weird. And I don't mean like you're at 100% all the time. I think you know the energy that I'm talking about, that you exist in. That comfortable version of you that's more even lighthearted and more goofy and stuff when you're with certain people. You reserve yourself around a lot, or at least you did in the past. And if you still have people in your life that you're doing that with, assessing, again, whether those people are meant to be in your life, and asking yourself, why do I feel like I can't be me around them? Because you should be able to be who you are with anybody that you keep in your life. But I feel like this person that you're calling to you they are goofy. They are fun. They feel like they have kind of, not a fully dry sense of humor. Maybe satire is a better word. They have a humor that is, they're healing the same wound, Carmela. And I think this is where you guys are also paralleling too. Is that they feel like, God, anyone who's neurodivergent knows this feeling. Where you know that what you're saying is funny. Like, and you say the thing and nobody fucking gets it. And so then you don't know how to like make jokes or be, because no one understands your sense of humor. I feel like that's where both of you are, but this person more than you. Where they're still working on surrounding themselves with people who get them and their sense of humor and their being. And with you being your authentic version, they will feel safe to be themselves. And that feeling when you're like, oh my God, somebody gets me. Like, I have said that for so long and nobody ever gives me any reaction to it, but this person did. They were like, oh my God, that's so clever. And maybe even will reference the thing that you like you knew that was like from a movie or something, and they'll be like, oh my God, I love that movie, that was so good. And in that moment you're like, nobody ever gets that, but you did. So it kind of feels like that kind of energy right now that they're working through is they themselves. This is where you guys are mirroring each other, but you're at different parts of it. I feel that you are a little bit further along in accepting yourself for who you are. And they do, but in different ways. And I feel that this light energy is a big piece of your relationship. And it's important, and it might seem like such a small thing to be keeping you two separated from, but being okay to be seen is a big thing, because they're going to see you for who you really are and you them, and that's vulnerable, and that's scary. I don't know, your preference in dating. I am getting a more masculine energy with this. That doesn't mean male, female. I am getting a vibe of male, but again, it's definitely a masculine energy, but it is soft. Like, it is caring. It feels like, honestly, the vibe I'm getting from this person is that they have hurt people in the past, but they have certainly outgrown that part of their experience and have a lot, and that was necessary for them to have the compassion that they have now, because they have seen what that behavior has done to people, and it's something they never want to repeat again. And this does feel like way in the past. So they actually experienced being taken advantage of themselves, where they became super vulnerable, super compassionate to a person that was meant to step on their heart. And that gave this person the equal opposite experience to understand what they put other people through. So it feels to me that they have done a ton of healing on themselves and their past and their journey. But this wound of being seen, it's hard. It's hard for both of you. But it is something that you will also be healing together. So this isn't something that you both are going to be fully healed and over before you meet. It will be something that you definitely get ahead of. But when you get into connecting and talking, you'll feel like a little bit of regression feeling, and until you see that they're safe. And then you open up. And that is like when everything just like, holy shit. Like, this might be somebody that's a friend at first and you really didn't intend on dating at all. Like, it wasn't in the forefront of your mind. You just met them, you're talking to them. Like, it's just kind of like, it might just be whatever it's going to be. But there will be a moment that opens both of your eyes to being like, oh shit. Like, this is what I've been looking for. And like, really start exploring, is this something that you or them would be interested in having as someone in your life, right? That's what I'm feeling with the energy of you and this person. But it feels to me that this person that I'm feeling right here is somebody who is on the path of growth, not for you, but for themselves. And that will make a much higher chance of this relationship lasting. This person feels like they're looking for somebody who is mature and willing to have the conversations, the hard conversations, and not just take out the frustrations in a way that's unhealthy. It feels like a really good partner, honestly. 222. I don't really do time frames. All I could say is that it doesn't feel far. I mean, that could be another year from now. I don't know. But the barrier that I feel between you two, like I said, it's not super thick. Like, it almost feels like a paper wall. And you just have this little shift, and you'll be able to break through and see the light on the other side, and that will help to like call you to each other. Because the more you do this, the more you're essentially like telling your partner, like, I'm ready for you, like, and they will get a sudden urge to like really push through this for themselves, and they won't know it's because you're calling to them saying like, I'm ready to date, bitch, come on. It's good. They're just gonna have like a random moment in their life where they're like, I'm done not feeling like people understand. I'm done feeling like people don't understand me. I'm done. Whatever it is for them, I don't really know. But it just feels like when you solidify this for yourself, they will get the message loud and clear. And then that will be up to them, okay? Because again, free will. Right now, energetically, this is where you're heading. This is where they're heading. But if they get that pull and they decide to, nope, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to walk down that path. I'm not interested in that. Then the path changes. Because you're no longer going to be calling that person in. Because they chose something different. They chose to stop growing. And in that case, you will then attract a new person. And they will then fit exactly what you were looking for. But right now, what I'm feeling are you and this other person's energy aligning to be with one another. And I don't really feel like you're going to end up, honestly, Carmela, I don't think you're going to go down the path of not choosing the things that are best for you and end up calling somebody into you that isn't your forever person. I don't feel that for you. It's an option, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think that you're really dedicated to your personal growth and changing for your betterment, and you aren't in any rush to find your person. So you're not just going to let anybody in, and you're fucking vetting everyone out. You're like, I'm seriously not settling. The next person I date, I want them to be like my person. So like, yeah, you'll go on dates, right? But like when you commit to someone, you are like, I know that when I commit, it's going to be my person. So I don't doubt that at all. You're going to pick the person that's perfect for you, and you're going to see them fucking clearly. Like, it's no question in my mind. It's just still in their ballpark, right, on whether they choose to continue to do these things for themselves. But I will say that if they don't, then it's not like there's not someone else out there for you. There is. But right now you are attracting a specific person, it feels like. And they are close to breaking through their wall as well. Does it feel like you know them currently? When I was speaking about it, it didn't feel like you did. I will admit that's not something I normally have the answer to. But if I reflect back on what I was feeling, it felt like you were in two separate worlds. So it might be someone that you know through somebody that isn't a part of your daily or even monthly experience, a friend of a friend type of thing. It doesn't feel like your worlds are overlapping yet, at least not in a strong way. That's probably the best way I could describe that. Yeah. I'll read what this card says because, I've been talking about it, feeling into it. I think that's the gist of the message, but I'll go ahead and read what the card itself says anyways. We have a desire to be seen, heard, and known. These are natural desires that are crucial to our well-being and the embodiment of our true self. It is nothing to be ashamed of. Give yourself the gift of being seen, heard, and known by yourself and by others who appreciate you, allowing yourself to take up the space you need. I didn't read the card, I just read the top thing, the little bold thing, and I got all I got from that. But this to me is just confirmation. Don't be afraid to take up space. It's what you need, but it's also what your partner's looking for. And then the other thing I got was live intentionally. It's the message here. Today, be mindful of your routines and rituals, ones that are purposeful and ones that are unconscious, creating space to practice discipline in these areas. At bedtime each night, plan one small action for the next day. It is also a good practice to pause throughout your day and ask yourself how you can live intentionally right now. I feel like that goes back to the kind of like what we were talking about collectively and how we're getting asked to get back to basics and start doing things that you used to do. Create routines for yourself in a way that works for you now, but don't be afraid to incorporate the things from your past too, because you wouldn't be where you are now without those things. And obviously we do grow out of teachings. Like there are some things that I don't resonate with that were part of my journey at the beginning. But you have discernment now to know, like, well, I don't need to go down that route. But I do recognize that I could take this piece and this thing and make that work for me because that would be fun for me. So it's appreciating the now, being grateful for the things that you have, and know, like, especially with trying to manifest this person, that it's going to happen literally as soon as it can. when you get together, you'll be able to talk about like your life leading up to this time, and every bit of it will make sense as to why it couldn't have happened any sooner than it did. But you won't have that clarity until you meet each other. But it is coming. Like, it does not feel super far away. Like I said, time is different for spirit than it is for us. I've been hearing soon for a long time, and so soon for me should have already happened. So, I don't want to give you a time frame because that doesn't feel right for me. But I will say, energetically, you do not feel too far apart. It feels like I said, there's like a thin wall between you two. You can hear each other's calls of like, hey, I'm ready for you. Are you ready? And you're like waiting for them to call back, and it feels real close. So, thank you, Carmela, for both donating the reading today for Steph that ended up winning, and then for getting yourself one today. Very interesting reading. I liked that. So thank you so much for letting me read for you. Let's send some love to Carmela in the chat, y'all. Some love, heart hands. You know what we do. Thank you. Yeah. That was a good one. Da-da-da-da. You are so welcome. Oh, so fantastic. Alright, I haven't checked. Did anyone else send a payment today? Dun, dun, dun. Sasha. I thought I might have seen something, but I wasn't for sure because I wasn't paying that much attention. Venmo. I got you, Sasha. Okay. Sasha for 20. So that will get you the reading, of course, but just not the entry in for the 1 hour. And that is A-okay. That's why I have 2 options. So people can choose what they want, because choices are important. Okay. So what can I do for you today, Sasha? What are you needing guidance on? What are you curious about? Do you want to see what Spirit's got for you? You just let me know. We'll do some hydration, you guys. Whew. So, after Sasha's reading, we will be caught up on the list as far as I know. So, if you're interested, like I mentioned earlier, $20 or $30, both are the same reading, but the $30 gets you entered in for a chance to win a 1 hour session with me. And then also on Sunday, I have the Spiritually Blunt support group where we do this in a more intimate space where we can be on a Zoom call and talk about what's going on. So if you're interested, check it out. I only have 9 slots available for that right now. Who knows if anyone else booked that while I was on here? Don't know. So reserve your spot while it's there. Lots going on, so let's see what Spirit has to say. You got it. CJ, dude, I just fucking talked about you today with Carolyn. Like, seriously, you must have fucking felt that shit. I was like, I hate this freeze feeling. Like, why do I have such a problem reaching out to people? Like, I have a friend of mine, Kara, who also responded or sent me like a 17-minute audio, and I fucking love her, and I get overwhelmed thinking about listening to the audio, so I just like freeze. And I think to myself, why? Why can't I just say, well, let's just ignore this like year of not talking and just be like, hey, how are you? How are things? It's like my brain is like, you can't. You have to backtrack and talk about the things you haven't talked about. I really want to be a better friend. I do. And I don't know why I have not been able to get myself to send you an audio, but I do think about you a lot, CJ, and I want you to know that it's not because I don't want to talk to you. I'm like in a frozen mode with responding to anybody lately, forever. But it's crazy because I like literally before I came live today, I was talking to Carolyn about how I feel like I'm such a shitty friend. Because I have, Spirit's like really trying to get me to cry today. Because I have this amazing soul family. And I don't want you to feel like our friendship was nothing. Because I haven't been able to talk with you. And I try to tell myself, divine timing. You're going through shit, I'm going through shit. We're always going to connect when we're meant to. But I'm like, but why does it have to be a year? Like, I think the last time you and I had a conversation was in February. Like, a real conversation. And I'm like, why? Why do we have to go that long? I'm like, I feel like a shitty person because I have not been able to talk to you, and you have helped me a lot along this fucking, like, rumbly road I was on, and it makes me feel like honestly, it makes me feel like it looks like I used you, and I fucking hate that. And I'm trying to trust that, like, you see me for me, but it makes me feel pretty shitty that I haven't been able to be there for you in this last year. And it's not because I haven't thought about you and I don't care about you. I just have not had it in me to reach out to almost anybody. I've dropped off of conversating with so many people. Melissa's still the only person that we talk to, and I have hardly talked to her lately. So it's been rough this year. But I love you, CJ. You will always be deeper than soul fam. To me, you're a best friend. And no matter how much time goes by, none of that changes for me of how I feel about you and our friendship. So I just want to say that. Because I don't know if I'll be able to text you about it. So I'll say it now. So, there's that. Let me read your comments here. I felt it. I've been thinking about you both lately, too. It's always, right? Divine timing. It will always happen. But why does it have to be so fucking long? Oh, my dear, you're good. I know our time to reconnect will come when it's meant to. I know. Oh. Wonderland, you said, I think you're amazing. My friend got a reading from you. She said it was amazing. I support you. Oh, thank you, Wonderland. If you don't mind, who's your friend? Did they get a reading in the live or like a one-on-one or the, lots of questions here. I had the cord cut and a heart healing and I felt better from anxiety. That's good, Karina. I spoke with my friend just the other day about how our 2 weeks together was integral to my healing process. I love you too, Annie. I'm always here and I will always be. I know. Like, that time that I stayed with you was so fucking necessary. And I know, like, what happened with us in that moment, in that time. Wow. Like, to see the difference in, like, my growth as a person, and then for us to be able to, like, for one, come back from that, right? Like, you too, like, to be able to be honest about your feelings and to say what you felt and us be able to have a conversation about it. That's solidified to me having friends like that in my life. That you had something that you felt that was going in your internal monologue and your feelings were valid. And then we had a conversation, you let it all out, and we were able to, like, get to an understanding of where each other were really at. And still be friends today from that. Like, that, to me, that part of my life was my transition point into who I am today. I know I would not be here today without you too. We are part of each other's journey, intertwined in many ways. And every time I see a fucking CJ's bus service go by, I'm always reminded of you. And I hate that I am so disconnected from everything, but I'm also trusting that it'll always come back. Every time. And so, I want friends in my life that we can go these distances and still be strong. And I know I have that with you. And I'm grateful for you, CJ. Like, it was absolutely a necessary part of each other's experience. It feels like fucking forever ago, by the way. Just so you know. Like, that feels like a lifetime ago. Wonderland. Okay, so you're Cody's friend. Okay, got you. I love Cody. She was so sweet. That was, we did the Spiritually Blunt support group last week, and they were in that. And I know Harley from, Theories of the Third Kind. She followed me here, and then she brought Cody, and it was so amazing. And that group that showed up that day are who solidified to me that support group is what I want to do, hands down. Like, if I get anybody to buy anything that I do, it's a support group. Like, I want that to be what books up that people enjoy to go to, hands down, no questions asked. That's how much I loved it. And I really hope that people that go to that also feel that same feeling as that. It was great. Oh. Okay. Let me see. Have fun, don't... Why did we mute have fun? Have fun is a regular in here. Did they say something I missed? There's a lot of turbulent changes energetically lately, so it's all understandable, for sure. I'm glad you know it. I'm so grateful for you too, Annie. You're such an important part of my journey. Same, CJ. Like, I love when your videos pop on my page, and sometimes I feel guilty liking them just because I'm like, if I can like your video, why can't I reach out to you, right? But I'm like, every time I see it, I'm like, that's my friend. Like, that cool-ass fucking person in this video is my friend. Like, I know her in real life. We're actual friends. Like, I'm not just saying this as, like, a cyber friendship. Like, that's my real friend. Like, how do I have such cool fucking people in my life? I love seeing your videos. They are hilarious in the type of humor that I fucking love, which is often dry or satire. And your sassiness with people that are trolls on your account, I fucking love. I still don't know how you don't have more followers. Every time I see you, you have a new viral video, and then you still have like 20,000 followers or whatever. I'm like, how? How can she have millions of videos with millions of views and likes, and people don't follow her? Y'all are dumb. I'm sorry, y'all are dumb. How do you not follow CJ? So if you're not following Honey and Mud, y'all should follow her. Or them. Well, you do, she, they. That's right. Sorry, I didn't want to disrespect your pronouns. But Honey and Mud, fantastic account. Love it. Every bit of it. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a video of yours that I didn't love. Oh, we have shifted so many forms and sen. Oh, well, I'm glad that you came on here, Wonderland, because I know Cody didn't even have TikTok, and I'm like, you gotta get on it. There's a whole side of TikTok that is, that was also integral in my healing journey and my awakening. Spiritual TikTok, healing TikTok, hearing people talk about what they're going through and their struggles, and you seeing that you're not the only one in that, that's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And it helps you feel less alone in this world. Sasha, I have not forgotten about you, I promise. You're very inconsistent. But that shouldn't matter. I'm inconsistent in my posting too. Oh my god, Sasha, you're so funny. I will get you in for the entry for the 1 hour. She sent an extra 10 to get herself in for the entry win. Yeah, so my group is $35. It's a 2-hour class, or I keep calling it a class. It's a support group. So $35 for a 2-hour support group. Obviously, if there's 2 people in there, we probably can't go for 2 hours because that wouldn't be equal energy exchange. But I do communicate that with the people that are in there. So, admittedly, we did go 2 hours last week, though. So it is what it is. But honestly, it's a space that is very much like my live. It just allows for us to be able to actually have conversations with each other, and you guys talking to me about what it is that you're looking for guidance on, and I help you with whatever's going through in your life. So it's like getting a one-on-one session, but in a group therapy type of vibe. So that's kind of the best short example of how I could describe what it's like. But it was beautiful, honestly. It felt so amazing to hear everybody talk about what they were going through and getting that channeled guidance on helping them to see things from new perspectives, from helping them be able to work through places where they've been feeling stuck. So if you enjoy my lives, then you're gonna definitely love the Spiritually Blunt support, because it's taking this in a space where you get to talk to me. Like, I keep wanting to say one-on-one, but we're in a group. You know, there's 10 of us in there, but you get to actually, like, talk to me. It's nice. Well, Dead, you know, you're pretty judgmental. You don't know this space. I definitely am not a rich kid. But if you'd hang out, you know, before you come into a space and judge somebody, you might learn these things. But if you're a judgmental person, you probably won't resonate with any of the shit in here anyways, because we're trying to heal that kind of stuff from each other. So, bye, if you're not interested. Okay. I got your comment. No hurry. I got you, Sasha. Do. So, like, the Zoom stuff, I won't be posting that on social media or anything. That is just in the moment with the people in there. I did consider recording it and sharing it with people that are in the group so you guys could have your recording, but I'm still unsure if I want to do that or not. Right now, I really care about people feeling comfortable and safe in there, and if people feel like I don't want that to be recorded, even though I will have a copy of it to be able to go back over, I don't want to put that on anybody. So right now, it's just whoever's in that room, they're the only ones getting that experience. Excuse me. So, hey, I get that. I feel like there would be benefit for it to be recorded, but again, I do, like, I'll either have to have a form filled out beforehand about, are you okay with it being recorded for your personal safekeeping type of thing. I'm fucking releasing a lot today, excuse me guys. I haven't gotten that far into thinking about that, so we'll see. Is my mom in here? Steph, I see you tagging my mom's username. Which, if you guys aren't following her, by the way, my mom is Snezzy Pezzy. She is getting on TikTok, and I keep telling her that she needs to be on here because she's fucking hilarious. And she's got a lot of great wisdom. And she's also super creative and makes a lot of things with her hands. So I'm like, you need to get on here and show people who you are, because it's amazing. Well, I figure, yeah, if the people are in the group as a whole, they're already sharing their experiences. So I wouldn't think that those people would have a problem as long as the recording was only made available for those people, which is totally fine. It's just now if I do that, I have to think logistically because, for one, when something is recorded, if you're on a laptop, you can record it yourself, so you can get it on your end. 2, if I record it, the Zoom cloud only allows for so much space, and so I have to delete them. So if you don't have a way of downloading it onto your computer or a way of downloading it in general, then after so long I'm going to have to delete it to make space for the next classes or the next one-on-one sessions that people want recorded. So there's a time frame in which you have to download it, or it will be gone forever, unless you reach out to someone in your group. And that's another thing. I actually am going to create a thread in my Discord exclusive for people. So it'll be a private channel in there. So it'll be only people who have experienced the Spiritually Blunt support group will have access to this part of the Discord. So that way, like, maybe you connect with somebody in there and you really would like to, like, you know, you talked with them. It was a vibe, right? You could continue that conversation in the private section of Discord that has only been people that are in. It's not just from your class, it'll be from other ones too, but you know if they've been there, then they're safe. Because you'll feel right away that the only people finding these spaces it's safe for them. So I'm working on that as well, to be able to make a channel that I will send invites to for anybody who's interested in being a part of that and continuing building that soul fam, and also then see the Discord and see more and more people in there that you might resonate with. And plus, my Discord is where I communicate with my soul family. So when I'm going live, I talk to them in there and let them know. I go and voice chat in there. Almost every day I go live, I'll go in there first and hang out with soul fam before I go into the live. Okay, Showbell asked for her page. Oh, I didn't see that. You're so funny, Sky. No, it cannot. Its feelings get hurt. I'll help you, Unicorn. I'll double check everything, but usually, like, Carolyn knows how to help me walk through that, because she has clients. She books way more one-on-ones than me. I would say I had a lot of resistance to booking one-on-ones. I've burst through a lot of that, but one-on-ones are one of her favorite things. Teaching people, that's like her cup of tea. So she does a lot of recording and helps people with that. So hopefully she can guide me so I can help you. Yeah, because my idea with this support group is that it will be something that you, as the person who goes to it, looks at it in some fashion like your version of church. It's something that you can go to every month that helps you, or therapy, whatever you want to call it, that helps you connect back in with yourself, to be able to work through what's coming up in your life without having to book a session, right? Like, not everybody I get has $88 for an hour, which is, I know, a steal of a deal, but I know it's tough times, right? $35 for 2 hours, but you're spending it with other people too, is still a hell of a deal. And you'll be able to have that be your safe space, that you know every time you show up, you're going to get to feel lighter and more free when you leave the room. So that is my idea of it, is that eventually we will have regulars who, that is their version of therapy, that they go to this to work through what they're going through. And if you need traditional therapy, please still use that. I am more of a spiritual therapist, a spiritual counselor. So that is what I'll be doing in these sessions with people. Sarah, welcome, welcome. Good to see you back. Whew, okay. Sasha, let me get you put in for the entry for your 1 hour, because I have not done that yet. And I'm going to forget. Sasha. Wow, what is Stinky Raccoon? How can I not remember your OG name, dude? Stinky Raccoon Monkey, that's what it is. Alright. Ba-na-na-na. Perfection. So, I got you entered in for the chance to win a 1 hour with me. If anyone else would be interested in entering this raffle, when you get a reading today, it'll be the $30 reading. The extra 10 gets you put in for the raffle. So I took a whole week off of work last week, so your chances are higher than normal. But if you don't want to get entered in for a reading, that's okay too. It's only $20 free today. So go ahead and after Sasha, I think I might only take 2 more people before I gotta get off of here and have some dinner and start my evening. So 2 more slots. If you're interested, pop in over to the link in the bio, check things out. I will be updating my link in the bio too, because I want to put my YouTube on there. If you guys aren't on my YouTube page, please check it out. It's the same name as this. I'm going to be posting more content, and actually my lives, I'm going to be posting the replay on there. So unfortunately, I won't be able to play my music like I normally do, because I'll get copyright claims, and I just don't want to not be able to monetize that page. So I'm still finding ways to be able to bring music into it, whether it's me silently playing it and telling you what song comes up, because it does do a lot for the reading for me to hear the songs too. So we'll see. We'll see. Whew. Oh yeah. I didn't have a choice some of the days. I had a headache for a couple days. I get tension headaches sometimes, and I felt for like 2 days like my shoulder was like up against my ear. I was so tight, and it was chaos. So, today I could feel the resistance of coming live. I was like, I don't know if I really want to go on, but I knew that I needed to. Like, not because I need to make money, but because I needed to get back into things. I needed to be in this energy. I needed to deliver these messages to you guys too, because what I've been feeling, I'm not the only one. This is collective too. And so when I come on here and I talk about what's going on in my world, you guys see that you're going through the same shit. And me too. I see that you're also having these experiences, and it makes me feel calmer about what I'm going through. Because if it was just me and nobody else around me, I would be like, okay, maybe I'm making choices that are not in alignment for the path that I'm going, and that's why I have this resistance. But when it's happening collectively, it rings different for me. It's just the collective energy that we're moving through together, that kind of thing. No, I mean, I wasn't going to regret it once I got on. I felt like, before I came on, I'd like to ground and like, I spend a moment with myself and set the intention. And also beforehand, I had a conversation with Carolyn, and that helped me kind of move through what I was feeling as well. But initially, it's the same feeling of knowing that I need to shower, which I do, and having resistance to taking the shower. But once I get in the shower, I love it, and I'm all good, and I maybe spend extra time in there because I just love the warm water and just being in there, and goes through that. But like at first, I didn't want to do it, but once I'm in there, I'm fine. That kind of thing. CJ, I'm very glad that you caught me today too. Like, absolutely meant to be today. This was a really good live, for sure. And it's been rough lately, but I really do think that this year was bringing to attention our cycles that we keep repeating and choosing over and over again, and breaking ourselves free of that. I'm really looking forward to next year. A lot. Oh, really, Sarah? How's that been? It's definitely a neurodivergent thing, D, for sure. Yay! We'll make the dinner extra delicious by sending all the love in there. Yes, we do, CJ. I'm very much looking forward to catching up with you. And of course, I know there's no pressure there or anything, but I am looking forward to it. I do miss you. And like listening to your audios, your voice is very healing in and of itself. Like I just love you. You're amazing. Okay, I have taken long enough for you, Sasha. So you are looking for anything right now. You just need some guidance. Okay. Yeah, what are we making? Excuse me. Okay. So again, 2 more slots. If anybody wants to book, I'm going to leave it open for 2 more. If I don't have at least one person decide to do this when I get done with Sasha, then I'm going to call it a live. But we'll do cord cutting and everything after that. But 2 slots open for anybody that's interested in getting a reading today. All right, let's see what Oracle deck's going to start off your reading. All right, here we go. Let's see. Let's get a spin that wheel in the comments to get this going. It is time to get lifted. I really need some more abundance showing up in my life so I can get some more of that, because I am still out. It's been rough. It's been rough. Spin that wheel. Yes, Sasha, here we go. Starseed Oracle. You know, it's really funny that the 3 decks that I got were all 3 that I used to use back in the OG days. I used the Work Your Light a little bit more than the Starseed, but it was right up there with it. Okay. Starseed Oracle. This one has been, like I said, one I've had a long time, but I don't pull it out as often as I used to. Alright. So, Spirit, we're going to see what we have for Sasha. What would be some guidance for her that would really help her in her experience right now. That's a lot. To have clarity and peace and understanding on her journey, where she is now. That's a good deck. And then we both have the same Nature's Whisper deck as well, I think is what it was. I haven't bought a new deck in a while. Let's see. Oof, okay. The oof is not a scary oof, it's just a heavy oof is what that was. Oh, yeah. Well, okay. So, the very first card that came out was Earth School. Okay. Life lessons, soul growth, study, higher learning. And the very first feeling I got was the experience that you have chosen. You have given yourself a really hard journey. And it gives me the vibes of like, you keep trying and trying. Like, you've definitely grown a lot since 3 years ago when I knew you. But like, you've put in a lot of effort and aren't seeing the changes that you want in your life. And it's defeating you. It's making you feel like giving up in many ways. But the song in your heart has never stopped. And so, excuse me, when you have those thoughts of giving up, they're short-lived to a degree, because you get the feeling that comes afterwards. It may not be right away per se. It could be like later on that day, or sometimes a couple days, where you can't just give up because you've put in so much already, and you know that what you've been feeling has not been leading you astray. But it's still fucking frustrating that it's not here yet. Why isn't your business taking off? You are being the most vulnerable version of yourself. It feels like there's still a bit of a struggle with being vulnerable. And so there's like that hesitancy feeling. Though you are much more vulnerable than you were, like I said, when we first met, and even a year ago, there's still a lot of reserve with you, where, I don't know if you're here for Carmela's reading, but this would also go with you too, where you make yourself small. It's like, you are so much more comfortable being yourself around animals than you are people. People are weird to you. Like, you just don't understand human dynamics, is like kind of the vibe they're giving me. But animals, you get. And all sorts of animals. It's like, dogs, of course, but like nature animals, birds, squirrels, fucking insects. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. It's, you are so much more connected into them. And I feel this energy of, it's really easy for you to communicate with them. Like, really, really, really easy. And people in your past also would tell you, like, you would say, like, okay, it feels like you used to admit that you talk to animals, maybe as a kid or whatever, and people would think that you were weird for that, or like you're making stuff up, right? It felt like you saying this out loud was shot down by people, whether it was family members or just someone in your life. And that is part of your gift, because you, as you're connecting, I think you're missing out on this beautiful opportunity to be connecting with nature even more. Like, not being afraid to call upon the animals around you to come to you or deliver messages. Like, you have a very open channel with animals, and it feels like you're underutilizing that. And just like you would like pray to God or pray to your guides, your guides, or I guess the animals, are saying like, talk to us more. And not just about venting about what's going on in your world, or even getting lost and playing with them. And playing doesn't even have to be like with them physically. Like, they're giving me like, you'll make up conversations for them. Like, you'll see like two birds in a tree and create a scenario. And you think that you're creating a scenario, but really you're tapping into what they're talking about and what they're going through and putting your human lens on it. So you might be like, oh, them two are bickering today. Like, what did you do? You cheat on him? And again, it's all fun and games, but really you're actually feeling into that energy. So I'm getting this vibe of like tapping into that more, because it's okay that you don't get people. You don't have to get people. Your connection with nature is part of a massive part of your experience. And I don't know if you've like been homeless and stuff in your life, but if that's something that you maybe had like a reoccurring theme of, it gives me this energy of like, you were always meant to live outside. And I don't mean like being homeless, but being outside in nature. You were meant to not be in a box like one of these. And so whatever form of living that you can have now that allows you to be a part of nature is like a must in your spirit. And I know like you were building a van and stuff, and that's like huge. Yes, yes, yes. Like, don't stop trying to be out there, because that is part of like that. That's like your journey. I feel like if you try to get a house, you would never get approved unless it was like the house that's out in the fucking woods surrounded by nothing but trees. You wouldn't settle for an apartment. You would rather be homeless than have to go live in the city. Like, that's the kind of energy I'm feeling from you. I'm living in my van when I'm not pet sitting. Like, Sasha, I know it feels rough for you right now, but you are definitely choosing your fucking path right now. Because you working with animals and then being surrounded by animals, they're trying to get you to see so deeply that you are part of that. It would not surprise me at all if you were an animal in a very recent life, because that is the energy I get from you. I mean, ironically, your username is Stinky Raccoon Monkey. Like, you feel it and see it through every bit of your life, but have dismissed it in different ways. And it just feels like you went from being this free animal that could do anything that you ever wanted, and now feeling very confined in a world that requires things of you that you do not subscribe to. And so it's been a really big adjustment for you. But it is 1,000% part of it. You are not on the wrong path at all. Your struggles they're necessary. It feels like you wanted to have a very minimalistic experience here. Like, as much of it that I can have without having to be a part of the system was your design before you ever incarnated here. So there feels like when you start to recognize this in yourself, accept, surrender to it, you will see things flowing a bit more easily. And it just feels like, I don't want this to sound like disparaging or something, but it feels like there's a thread of your experience that's always meant to be like this. And it feels to me it's the being outside, living minimalistically, not, like, I don't know that you're meant to be a millionaire in this lifetime, but it does feel that you are meant to have more abundance than you've been having. There's just been resistance in it coming in. And you've come a long way with that. Like, a long way. You were trying to do stuff and it wasn't really working. But look at you. You found yourself in the pet sitting, which is absolutely part of your destiny. 100%. And I bet you that that's some of the most fulfilling work that you've ever done. Like, you're very creative too. You make amazing things. And maybe that is something that still is going to be a part of your journey to share with others. But working with animals is loud. Like, I can't ignore that. And it just kind of feels like if you have this understanding that maybe you aren't meant to be the richest person in the world monetarily, you will be the richest person in the world with love and sharing and spreading that in the world, right? I don't feel that you're meant to suffer and not be able to take care of yourself and barely make ends meet. That's not an ongoing experience that you're meant to have. I feel that maybe it was necessary for you to stay where you are because it kind of feels like if you were to get a mass abundance in the past, not so much right now, but even like a year ago, you might have bought in something that was not really where you wanted to be, like stayed in an apartment or got a more permanent place. But you're like, it feels you're meant to be nomadic to me. You feel like such a free spirit, and it's so intriguing because this is not an energy I get from many people. You are, like, honestly, you give me witch in the wood vibes. Like, we were just talking about this today. Like, let me be a witch in a treehouse. That you come to me. When you need shit done, you come find me in the woods because the dude at the bar was like, yeah, you have to go through the woods, take a left at the crooked tree, and people gotta come find me if they want to know who I am or work with me. Like that. I was like, please make me a treehouse witch. But that's you. Like, you are somebody who, if you can be off-grid and living in nature and never have to see another person in your life, you would actually be, that's the best life that you could have ever lived. And there's nothing wrong with that. I want you to know that you do not have to spend your life around people. You could be the woman in the woods that is just living out there by yourself. And if that is fulfilling to you, which I can tell is, then you would absolutely feel like anything was possible. But there is hesitation because you got to pay for gas in your van. You got to feed yourself. So there's these aspects where money keeps coming back to you. And I'm getting this message from Spirit of the surrender. Surrender to that has always worked out for you in ways like, you have had nights that you went by, multiple nights where you didn't have a meal in your stomach. But every time something came through for you to be taken care of. That will not change. You will always get exactly what you need. And what you're going through right now is part of your experience. There's just a different perspective that you could have on it that will completely shift the way you experience it. And you will, like I said, you will have more money than what you have now. Like I said, it's not that you don't want to be a part of the capitalistic system. You don't want that. So you did not come in here with the idea of having a shit ton of money. You just didn't. You feel, again, like very minimal. Like, I just want to live my life. It would be nice to be able to build a cabin and do these things. But it almost feels like you would meet people who also love this experience of kind of being isolated. And you guys get each other in that. That would be able to help you in creating this stuff too. That type of thing. The triple earth. I resonate with the triple earth signs too. Like, that's how I want to be. Yes. Like, Carolyn and I talked about when we have our land one day that we want to have water on it. It'd be great to have like a moving flow of water. But let's just say it's some form of creek. We'd be able to build a tree house right there over the creek so we can have that as like just a space that we're in all the time. Honestly, I would go there to meditate. I would just be up there. It would be so incredible. And no electronics in there, no technology. It would be a safe space outside of all that. That's on our wish list. Need to help my kid. I want to help my kid. Why do you feel that? Unless you're talking about your inner child, then yes. Because I know for people who have kids, we do feel very much like it's our responsibility to take care of them, make sure that their life is set up for them. And there is a degree of that is true as they're growing up. But every child has their own experience, and they're going to go through what they need to go through, and it's not our job to save them. If our parents just swooped in every time we were going through something, they would be holding us back from the growth that we came here to be a part of. Like if somebody came to you, Sasha, and was like, what are you doing living in a van? How sad. Here's an apartment in the city. I'll pay for 6 months for you to be there. I already did it. It's signed. It's yours. You would feel like you just got put into prison. And you would be held back from your own experience because someone else stepped in thinking that they knew what was better for you. And part of this, what you're going through, is helping you to connect back in with nature. Because those are your friends. Like, it's like, I don't want it to sound sad, but like, sometimes animals are the only friends you have, is what it feels like. That's how you, like, that's what I'm feeling coming from you. And though you might have a couple close people to you, it's animals. Every kind, in all ways. You love every animal. And, like, if you can avoid killing something, you will. You will set something free before you kill it. With few exceptions. So, I understand your love and care. If you're talking about, like, a human that you birthed into this world. But we have to remember that we're all on our own journeys, and we have to go through these things. Over the summer, I stayed on a farm, took care of animals in exchange for a cottage, but left because of the humans. Oh my God, that's so great. But, you know, if you didn't go through that, you wouldn't know that you don't, like, you're like, damn, this on paper, right? That sounds great. That sounds so great. But yes, the human aspect of it, you're like, I can't. Like, if I'm going to do that, then I need to know that the people are okay not peopling with me very much. Like, I love animals, I love taking care of them, and I appreciate you letting me stay here, but I'm not going to be someone that comes over for dinner every night and things like that. So, yeah, I mean, that's, with what I'm getting here, it just is. It just, like, all your cards say that. I don't need to go into every one of them, but again, we had Earth School, that was the first one. The second one was karmic relationships. And in this, it also says soul growth. The first one had life lessons, soul growth, study, higher learning. Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, conflict. And then the third card was fall into my arms, surrender, holding the opposites, extremes of life. So, oh, they want to be the boss of you? No, that ain't gonna happen. That is never gonna happen. Nicole, thank you for sharing the live with 5 of your friends. They appreciate that. But yeah, Sasha, that's what I got for you, dude. It's, again, you know, like, reading for people that I've known for a while. I really love to feel the difference in your energies. And though I feel the weight, you know, of the world on your shoulders, you handled it so much different than you did 3 years ago. And it just feels like you're in a space of understanding that life is, like, you have already surrendered to, like, my life is challenging. But maybe shifting some of the narrative that you say, because sure, it's going to be challenging. Living in a minimalistic experience in today's society is a challenge, no matter who you are. So, you know, shifting some of those affirmations of, like, I am so lucky, things work out for me in ways that I can never expect. I have loads of opportunities that I get to choose the ones that I want to be a part of. You know, things like that. So, yeah, I mean, Sasha, good on you. Like I said, I know that like a part of me is like, I wish that I would have had like more guidance on exactly what it is that you need right now. But then that's what's happening in my mind. And Spirit's like, bitch. Well, Spirit don't say bitch, but mine do because they're sassy. They're like, you said exactly what she needed. Why are you sitting here thinking you didn't give her enough? I know that this was hella confirmation for you, and it is important that you really focus on your connection with animals, because they have a lot to say, and a lot of people do not listen to them. And there is a bond and a connection that can be had with you, with these different animals in your life, that will, like, you will receive guidance from these animals. And you have to trust that that's what you're getting. Because of course it's going to feel like you're having a conversation with yourself. But it's not. They try to help you a lot. And try to show you to be light and have fun. So pay attention to that. That's really awesome. Oh, that is amazing, Sasha. I didn't know that. Congratulations. I'm so lucky. Oh, wait, or is that your manifestation? Either way, it doesn't matter. It's going to happen. I'm so lucky I own my mobile home outright. One of my favorite manifestations, sayings, I guess, my friend Melissa said to me, I am ready to receive abundantly in amounts that exceed my expectations. That's something I have on the background of my phone. I see it every day. I am ready to receive abundantly in amounts that exceed my expectations. So worth it. Oh, I love that, Sasha. You know, I do believe you'll be able to help her, just in the ways that you can. And don't be so hard on yourself about not being able to give her more in life, because she does have her own journey to live. And you two are going to get through it together. So, I love you, Sasha. Thank you again so much. What a beautiful energy. I wonder what animal you were in a past life. Loads. I'm sure you've had many lives as animals. You don't have this kind of connection with animals without going through many of those. So, let's go ahead and send some love in the chat for Sasha. Some heart hands, whatever you feel called to. Appreciate you guys. Let me see if I got anybody who wanted a reading before I call it. I think I did get one here. Let me see. Yes. Come on, let me read it. I do not understand why PayPal does this. It gives me like a sneak peek to your message, but doesn't show me the whole thing. Alright, Sean, where are you in here? Yeah, sending that love in there. Because I got a PayPal from Sean. I'm glad you decided to show up today too, Sasha. Today has been a very good live. Very, very much. Just like the vibe, the energy, everything. Aw, what's up, Sean? Welcome to the family, man. If you didn't get it from the name up here, I'm Annie. I appreciate you trusting me with your guidance today. I'm trying to look into your message here, but they're doing the dang thing where it just shows me part of it. So, okay. So are you wanting to know about your relationship with your ex? Like, because basically what it has for me is that your ex, you've known each other for 30 years, you recently broke up, and that's all I can see. If you said anything more than that, it cuts it off on my screen. So I haven't figured out how to get that fixed on PayPal, but it does it every time. And then I got you down for the $20 version of the reading. I'll give you if you didn't know, for an extra $10, you could get entered in for a chance to win a 1-hour session with me. not obligated to do it. It just puts you in the raffle. Your payment will still get you the same reading as the $30 one, just without the raffle. Okay. Yeah, I can't see any more than that. Let me see if I can... Oh, we have to talk about that. I just want to, because like I hid your personal stuff, but like, see, this is all I can see, and when I click show story and I click, it just says this, so I can't really see anything else. And when I click view messages, it says you're unable to send this user a message. Don't send sensitive info. PayPal can access messaging to improve your experience, but won't share your info. I'm gonna click on it. It's they had like a click for more on privacy, so maybe I could change a setting or something. But I think I just need to understand what parts were really important that you wanted me to see there, because I don't want to miss out on your question or understanding that you tried to relay to me that PayPal is gatekeeping from me. I think this is just our like terms and understanding of shit. Okay. All right. So you're wanting to understand your relationship together, right? Like, okay, is she still in love with me at present? Is she still attracted to me still? Okay. I can feel into that. I think what would help a lot, Sean, is to understand, is there still something within the relationship that is meant to be had, right? This is something I often do for couples, is I help you to understand your relationship dynamic a little bit. Because a lot of times when we're with somebody, especially for a long time, 30 years is a lot of time to be with somebody, and a big chunk of our life that we invest in them and in our life together. So to think about starting over dismantles a lot of things. And we often try to stay in that because of what we have built together, instead of recognizing that what we had no longer exists, and it's okay that it isn't working anymore, and being honest with ourselves about that. So I'll feel in and understand, like try to feel into this and understand what you guys are going through. Because whether or not she's still attracted to you or loves you, I'll be honest, that doesn't mean anything. Like, it does because it makes you feel good, but like, it doesn't mean that makes her want to come back to you. Because I don't think that she doesn't love you. I think, like, from what I'm feeling, without like getting really deep yet, she does. It's just a difference of being in love and loving you. She loves you. She cares about you. I don't know if you guys have have kids together, but you guys have created a life together, and it feels that this decision to separate was not an easy one. Not at all. But her energy is feeling to me. Okay. It feels to me that she tried really, 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 really hard to stay. Like, because she cares about you so much, she wanted the relationship to continue. But energetically, you two shifted. And she couldn't get herself to be the version of her anymore that could see her life with you. And it feels like that is what has made this extremely hard for both of you, is that it's not that it was like an extremely toxic relationship, right, where you're abusive to each other. Everyone has moments of frustration and things. When you have a caring place in your heart for this person, but you recognize that you're not receiving what you need, that's when you have to be honest with yourself about your relationship. And I think that's the energy I'm getting from this, is that she wishes that she still felt what she did, but she doesn't anymore. And she hasn't for a while. And she's gotten to the space where she finally was able to say it out loud. Because it wasn't quiet. You guys knew this in your relationship in some capacity, right? Like, you could tell that things weren't the same. And no matter what you tried to do, it just felt like there was a disconnect from you two. I just got the message of, like, better friends than lovers. That maybe even when you guys first started dating, you were friends first. And you guys were just really, like, your friendship is deep. But your romantic relationship doesn't feel filled. And she may not be in a space right now where she can enjoy the friendship of your connection anymore because she needs separation. She's given me, like, I just need a little bit of time on my own. Like, I need to rediscover who I am. I need to understand what I want. And it feels painful on both ends. This does not feel like it was an easy, cut, dry, I'm done with this. This was a very thought out and fought over internally decision, but an honest one. It does feel authentic in what she has said to you. I know you said you're new here. The thing I do is I'm an energy reader primarily, and I'm feeling into this and understanding both perspectives of it and really focusing on hers right now. And it just feels like I don't really get this kind of reading for a lot of people, Sean, I'll be honest with you, because most of the time when people are like done, it's like it's done, and it's aggressive and or toxic, and it doesn't feel like that's what it was for you. It was a heart-wrenching point for her where she was like, I have to do this for me, because if I don't, I'm lying to myself every day. I'm trying to make something work that I know in my heart is done. And I have wanted it to be something different for so long, but I can't make it that. I don't know how to make it that. And I don't think that there's anything that either one of us can do to make it be what it used to be. It's the acceptance that your beautiful life together was exactly what it was meant to be. And if you look back, there probably was a spot a while ago where you recognized and she recognized that the dynamic of your relationship changed. And even, let's say it was like 10 years ago, for the last 10 years, it has been a struggle every time, I don't want to say every day. It feels like this, when the click-in happened 10 years ago, or whenever it was, it has been a journey to try to bring it back to what it used to be. And it just never could fully click into that anymore. It does feel like you two have energetically grown apart as a partnership in relationship type of thing. But I do get this feeling that once this wound heals, that you could develop your friendship again that you used to have. Because that feels like the core of what you two used to be. Like, the draw that you had to be together was your ease of the friendship part. The friendship is what made you fall in love. And it just feels like you lost that along the way. And that happens. That's normal. But I don't want you to be in your head about, like, well, if I could get the friendship back, then we could change everything. Because it does feel to me that she needs some time alone. She needs to, like, really decide what she wants to do with her life. And if you pressure her, you're only going to push her away further. Any chance that you have to get back together, you're putting at an arm's length. if you can be supportive in her choices to do this, and understand and let her know that, like, I am here, without being like, ugh, I think that would do wonders in her trusting you, and her feeling like maybe we could try again. But she gives me vibes of like, she's not just gonna go back. She's not just gonna like take you back with open arms. And in fact, she would want to like start over to some degree. Like, if we try to do this, we're not gonna sleep together right away. Hell, we might not even kiss. I want to treat this like we're really starting over. And I want to see how that feels without the pressure of the romantic part of our connection. Because I'm getting from her energy that there might have been a bit of butting heads on that a little bit. Like, maybe your needs for intimacy were more than what she was able to do. Maybe not always, but recently. And they're feeling like the pressure of obligation, like I'm meant to do this, but I don't feel connected to it. And then that also created a bit of a wedge, a separation, because it wasn't the fun that you guys used to have. And I think for her, she wants to know that she can have this connection with you without having to have a sexual relationship with you, or even an intimate one, because it's the friendship that you guys built your relationship on that made it what it was. And Spirit's saying, don't be hard on yourself. Don't feel like you failed. Every person that we spend our life with are meant to be, they're meant to be a part of it in whatever capacity that they're in it. And even if we spend any amount of time with somebody, none of that is a waste. Even toxic, abusive relationships, they help us learn more about ourselves and what we will ever allow in our lives again. It also can teach us strength in ways that we may not have gotten from that experience. Without that experience, rather. I feel how much you love her. I do. But I also sense in you, Sean, a lack of accepting that you also see that it isn't what it was. It isn't what it was before. And trying to keep the image of the best years of your relationship in your mind and wanting it to be that. But you two are so different from that point of your life that to some degree, you would be making yourselves go backwards in your personal journeys to be that. And that's not in either of your cards, but especially hers. And it's unfortunate that it has gotten to this point in your relationship, but it just feels like this acknowledgement is needed to see that you're holding on to a version of your relationship and a version of her that isn't there anymore. And I feel that the one that you want it to be, it just doesn't have, it's not meant to be that again, not in that capacity. But like I said, I could see that you can have a friendship again. A lot of times when I feel people's energy, there's a pretty clear indication whether you can recover at all from it, whether they even want, like, because when we grow apart, it's often because we no longer are singing each other's tune, right? We're in a different frequency. We're listening to 2 different radio stations. And it's usually very drastic. I don't get that from you two. And I feel that you were probably the, like, best person she'd ever dated, like, kindest and most caring. You had your own things, you know, but, like, as a whole, you were the best person she'd been with. And that was also really hard for her to walk away from, because as most people in the dating world know, especially today, it's really hard to find somebody who isn't trying to take advantage of you in some way. Your energy, your kindness, your body, whatever. And so I feel that to some degree, she stayed as long as she did because of how much you care about her. And it wasn't fair to you anymore for that to be the reason why she stayed. Because she believes you deserve better. She believes that you deserve someone who could provide the things that she was unable to for you. Because you're not asking too much, Sean. You're not doing, like, there's nothing that you did that's like, it just feels like you guys just became different people. And she does have love in her heart for you. But like I said, it's not the love that's like falling in love. It's, I care about you. I do want you in my life. And like I said, if you give her that space that she needs right now, and you let her know that if or when you're ever ready, I am here to be your friend. And if that's all we can be for the rest of our lives together, I will be happy with that. And you be honest with her, and you can be vulnerable with her, and let her know that that friendship is the most important thing. And I am willing to give up everything else for us to still hold on to that friendship, if that's what's meant to be. I'm telling you, you will take weight off of her shoulders and feeling like you're going to try to keep trying to be with her. But you gotta stick to that. Like, if she's being kind to you and stuff, like, don't take that as like subliminal messaging of like, is she trying to tell me she wants to be back with me? She's giving me the vibe of like, she'll be honest. She will say it straight out. And if you are respecting her boundaries, she will respect you in her life more and let you in. But right now she needs some time. She needs to figure out who she is and spend some time with herself. And that is really important for her. Got back to COVID as friends. Then we started dating again. It lasted 9 months. I really feel strongly friendship from you guys. And I feel like I can't put a time frame on it because she has free will, right? She could choose to do these things or not do these things as well. But what I'm feeling in her energy is that she would be open to still being friends. But her healing process, I have no idea how long she needs for herself. Being with someone for 30 years and being apart for 3 months or whatever, you are learning again who you are, just as you're going to do, Sean. You're finding out who you are outside of the relationship. You're taking off different masks. You're being honest with who you are. You're both going through that. And each person's healing journey in that is going to be different, just depending on for one, like, acceptance of surrendering of the truth and all these things. Like, it's all going to be different for you and for her. But it might take her a little while. It might. But trust your gut, okay? If you get that intuitive pull to reach out, it feels like I could see you doing something where you write her a message of just letting her know, like, I hope everything is well with you, and I'm very happy for you in your journey, and I want you to know that if you ever need anything, I am here, and I appreciate the friendship that we have had all these years, and I wish you nothing but the best. That kind of thing, but in your own way. She would hear you, and the more your energy shifts, she will feel that too. Allie Boo, thank you for the follow. I will give her all the space she wants, and hopefully it will work out in the future. She's an amazing woman. I appreciate everything you have said. Of course, man. Like, I have gone through my own relationship struggles to be able to help people with this, because that's just like it is. Anybody who does this as a job or helps people, they go through these things to be able to recognize the energies. And honestly, it is refreshing to feel a couple's energy that isn't just like volatile. Because that's usually the people that get relationship readings from me, is they're like really done in a relationship and they haven't accepted it. And she does, like I said, she feels like she was done a long time before she ended it, but she cares a lot about you. And that, like, when the times were good, they were good, but it wasn't enough for her to want to stay. And it was hard. It was definitely a hard pill for her to swallow, to say, like, we're done. So I don't want you to feel like she was able to just, like, we're done. We're done. Because that's not it. Maybe if that's how the relationship ended in that moment, it was just in that moment. Because maybe that's the courage she needed to do it. But I'm telling you, this was a very, very long, thought-out process. She tried for so long to find reasons to stay. So much so that it kind of was cutting into her a little bit. Because you are a good person, and you do care a lot about her. I feel that, Sean. And I think that you, like, when I say intimacy, I don't just mean sex. You feel to me like you are a very affectionate person. That you are always, like, wanting to show your person that you care and love them. And it's almost, like, weird because she didn't like that as much. And, or at least that's what I'm feeling. Like, there's a little bit of a, like, I liked it for a while, but now you've become too much. And I think that is, was one of your early flags to recognize that you two weren't vibing anymore together. Because, Sean, there are so many women looking for somebody like you. Looking for somebody who is out for more than just their body. To look at them for who they truly are and want to be a part of their life. You will not have a problem finding somebody that appreciates and really longs for the type of stuff that you were trying to give to Christine. Because not everyone's the same. Not every woman wants a ton of affection. And you are like a needle in a haystack in today's world. And, like, I want to remind you to remain humble, you know, like, keep who you are in that, like, genuineness, and not get, like, I could have any woman. Like, no, because then you're gonna fuck up some shit in your energy. Don't do that. Be real. Keep being vulnerable. Because those are huge traits that women are looking for in partners today. And if you can keep doing that for yourself, not because you're trying to, like, win women over, be you, Sean. You will find somebody who will love every part that you felt rejection from with Christine. I think that you two had an amazing... Spirit trying to make me cry today. You two had an amazing experience together. And I don't want to sell that short, because I can see the healing that you two have gone through together. You are the man that you are because of this relationship, as she is who she is because of you two. You two were destined to spend your life together. However long it was going to be was up to you two. But you were meant to spend a piece of your life together to help work through some of the most challenging parts of your journey. So I don't want you to feel like any of that was a waste. I don't. It was beautiful, and it was meant to be. And you can hold that in your heart and appreciate it so much because it was necessary. But you can also find someone else in this world that will bring you what you're looking for. So spend some time with yourself, Sean, just like her. She is doing a perfect job of focusing on her. It's important for you to do that too. Because there are parts of yourself that you have hidden in a box because you were too much for her. Or there was things that she didn't like that you did. But there's things that you love to do or you do when you're by yourself. Bring those parts out again. Tap back into your authentic self and rediscover who you are outside of this relationship. That's what would be the best thing you can do, and the best thing you can do to call in another partner. Because when you do this for yourself, you're going to be creating this life that you aren't just going to let anybody in on. You're going to make sure that they fit what it is that you're looking for to enhance your life. Like I always say, relationships aren't meant to fill voids or complete your life. Relationships are meant to enhance the life that you have already created for yourself. When we have someone else who completes us, or we give them that much power, then we start to lose ourselves along the way. Now, I'm all about equality and like treating each other as such, but you have got to remain in your own, like, this is me, this is what I'm about. Like, I encourage people to make a soulmate manifestation list, and this might be eye-opening for you too to do this. It's a pretty cool exercise. All you do is you make a columned list with your wants, needs, and your must-haves in a person. And you don't think about anyone specifically, just your most perfect version of a person who you would find the most enjoyable to be in a relationship with. Your wants are things that are like, you know, maybe you enjoy football. That was like on my wants list. Like, it'd be cool if I found a Steelers fan, or at least that they liked watching football. As I grew, I don't watch football anymore. All of my players have retired, so I don't really care as much as I used to. But so your list can change. But in that moment, like, that's an example of like what a want can be. A need is a little bit more important. It's something that if they do not check that box, you have to sit and say like, okay, is there a compromise that can be had here? Is there something that I'm okay with working through with this? And then your must-haves are deal breakers if they do not check that box, right? I feel like it would be important for you to be honest with yourself about that, because a lot of times when we're in a relationship, leaving a relationship, or interested in a specific person, we will avoid putting something that is important for us on our must-haves because we do recognize that that person doesn't do that or don't have that. So I needed somebody, like a must-have for me was someone on the spiritual journey, someone who was on the healing journey, somebody who was also emotionally mature and not afraid to be vulnerable. Those were musts. And so I knew if I started talking to someone, they might have had all these other great things about them. But then I come to find out that they are not dealing with their emotions or anything like that. Then I recognize that as great as you are, you're an awesome person. You're just not my person, because this is super important to me to have. So it kind of holds you accountable when you start talking to people or even looking at your past relationship and seeing like, I was sacrificing a lot of what I find important to be in this relationship. And it's okay if you stay alone too, Sean. You know, I find that there's more power in being alone, like for yourself. But we live in a world that tells us that we need somebody else. And bringing someone into our life is a beautiful thing. But it's not something that has to happen in your lifetime. You can spend the rest of your life alone and be so happy. But allow yourself to grieve. Allow yourself to feel what you need to feel. Because I do feel like right now it feels too raw for you to see yourself without her. But I can feel into your future a bit more. And there is a time where you recognize and accept what things are. But you'll get there at your own pace. If that's for you to do, and you cannot put a timeline on healing and grieving. So just take care of yourself right now, okay? Just do you and focus on that. And let anything else that's meant to happen in your life, let the cards fall as they may, as they say. You're very welcome, Sean. You are so, so welcome. Thank you again for trusting me. I know you said you're new here. I really appreciate you trusting me to read for you today and feel into this energy. It's great. Your relationship was great. I just hope that you can take this time to work on your healing for yourself and do what you got to do to get yourself in a space where you have the clarity in your journey that you're looking for, and not making choices and stuff with the potentiality that this person will be back in your life. Because I promise you, Sean, promise you, if it is meant to be, it will be. Even with distance and separation, you can move to America. I promise you, if that relationship is meant to come back together, there is nothing that can stop it. Not an ocean, not anything. Okay? So just surrender and know. What is meant to be will be. And until then, you continue on your journey. Because if you keep yourself stuck where you are now, then you're not going to be open for her when she comes, if that's the case. You got to keep healing, because she's healing. So if you stay where you are, you will not be on the same radio station anymore, okay? So, woo! Sean, thank you. Great suggestion, Dee. I have a Discord. If you check out the link in my bio, we have people from all over the world in there. We got an amazing friend from Australia. We got many people from the UK. So time zone, we got it all over. But that's the Soul Fam. Many of these people in this room, Unicorn D, I'm trying to scroll up to see who else is in here still. Shell Bell, Kraken Candles, Noemi, Monarch, most of the people in here are in the Discord. And it's a safe space, we have different sections and different things in there. And it just, if you're going through it, you can talk in there too. And I always post in there when I'm going live, and that's the hub. So if you're interested, just check out the link in the bio and you can give us a join in there. It's a nice space. And with my Spiritually Blunt support groups that I have every other week, I'm working on getting a private channel so people who join that can have a private section on that Discord to be able to talk about life. I'm working on it, haven't done it yet, but it's in the works. Well, we only bite if you consent to it. But thank you again, Sean. If anyone feels the love in your heart, which I know you do because you're my family, let's share that with Sean. Let's put some love in the chat for him. You're not alone, dude. You're not. And thank you. Thank you, Spirit, for bringing Sean into this live today. I appreciate you. Well, I could be a little freaky sometimes, Sky. Hope to see you back again soon, Sean. Alright, I'm going to see if I have any more payments. If not, then we'll do a cord cutting. Sean, you could feel free to stay for that. It's something I do at the end of my lives, and it's just a disconnecting of energy. It doesn't mean that I will never deal with you again. It's just energy, right? We're deeply connected when I'm feeling into these readings. So I always do it at the end of my life, but this is something you could do in your own life too. It's so simple. It's just a little, I don't know, I guess some people might call it a prayer. To me, it's a thing. It's just a thing. I don't even know the word for it. But I don't believe I had any more payments come through. If someone did, please let me know in the comments. Otherwise, we'll do this cord cutting. It's so nice. I'll give you a close up. So, it's got key, a little lock. What's this one? Oh, this is like a little feather, but it has some stone. If it's real, I don't know. Didn't really care as much about that. I can share you his TikTok, and I don't know if he's still making things for sale, but I also have an amulet in my bedroom. I'll send you a picture on Discord of it. But it's got an eye, and in the center of the eye, the iris, I guess, is made out of labradorite, and it has different pieces hanging from it, kind of like this. And it has slabs of labradorite on it, and the moon, a couple of different things like that. So essentially what I did is I gave the guy $300 because he was really struggling, and at the time I was on the podcast, so I had tons of money. And when I would hear Spirit give me the message of give, I would always. I didn't hesitate, even if I didn't know him. So I had been wanting some pieces from this guy. I wanted paintings from him, to be honest. And then I just was I don't want anything he has right now, but Spirit's telling me to just give him the money ahead of time. So I did. I gave him $300, And I'm just like, I don't really know what I want yet, but maybe you could build, like, make something custom for me. And I just left it up to the universe. And so he ended up making me this. He made the amulet. He also did, like, tinctures, so he had a couple of those he sent me. And that was that. And I think he went through a pretty rough time, and he got off TikTok. I think he got kind of sick of it. But I think I can remember his name, but I'll see if I can find him. Hey, I'm not making that kind of money now. I'm trying to make dinner money at this point. But yeah, well, this was part of the 300. I don't know what he would charge for this as a single. 75 is popping into my mind, so maybe that's what he would do. He hand does it all. So you could talk. You figure it out. I'll just give you the details. Alright, I don't see any other payments that came through, so we're going to do a cord cutting. I'm going to go eat because I'm hungry, and then we'll be good to go. So, check out my link in the bio for my website, Eternal Wonderland, for the Discord as well. The YouTube I got, it's under the same username that I got here, Annie.spirituallyblunt. I'm going to be posting my lives over to my YouTube, so if you ever miss a live, you could join the YouTube and watch that. So that's great. Corey, thank you for the follow, man. You're coming in right at the end of this amazing live. So sorry you missed that. My throat's pretty raw. I did a lot of talking today. So, alright. We'll do the cord cutting. Oh, and then also my Spiritually Blunt support group. I gotta plug that. Limited spots available next Sunday. That one is from 1 to 3. And Eastern Standard Time, and that one is, I don't know how many slots I have available now, 8 or so, so I only let 10 people into that at a time, so if you're interested, pop your spot in there now, so that way no one takes your spot. But yeah, let's do cord cutting, and simple as this, you guys could use it in your own life in any way you'd like. You can do hand motions to envision the cords getting cut, or you could just say it. Or you don't need to do anything. I'm not making you do anything you don't want to do. But here we go. Let's take a deep breath in. And out. I'm cutting cords with all that no longer serves us, that isn't in alignment with our highest good. I'm calling back all of our energy through Gus, healed in love and light. And sending back any energy that is not ours through Gus, healed in love and light. And those of you that are new here, Gus is who I refer to as God, Universe, Source. We just bundle it up in one name because we're all inclusive here, so. Take it. Make it your own. I'm not here trying to keep everything as my own. So if it helps you in your practice and your journey, please use it for yourself. Thank you, everyone, for making this live as awesome as it was. Because you're right, Noemi, it was an amazing live, and I am grateful to have gotten on. My body's like, bitch, we should have ate first. And I did get myself an Uncrustable. Did I eat it? No. Because morning appetite is always a struggle for me. But now I'm going to go downstairs and make some breakfast for dinner. Yeah, I'm going to make breakfast burritos, probably. Or we're going to reheat lasagna from last night. I don't know. I think the breakfast burritos. We'll see. I'm going to ask Carolyn. So yeah, check out the link in the bio. Everything's there. If you aren't following Carolyn already, she's also on there. And she will probably be live in a little bit for Satsang. So maybe we won't have breakfast for dinner because I'm fucking late as always. So I don't. But my spaghetti sauce is like the only thing I like reheated. And I'm actually like... So I made that lasagna, deconstructed lasagna, because Carolyn's dad's birthday was the 15th, but we waited until Saturday to have, like, the party stuff, and he wanted lasagna, and he loves my spaghetti, so I always use my sauce when I make it. It's good, but I am, like, an OG of my sauce. Like, I don't really like to add ricotta to it or anything. I just want, like, my regular spaghetti. And I'm super anal about spaghetti sauce. I almost will never order spaghetti from anywhere because I think that red sauce is fucking bland. And I don't know why people care so much about it. It's bleh. But if you like onions and garlic, you're gonna like my sauce. That's like definitely key components to it. So, it's my signature dish for sure. And it's something that I can eat leftovers of. It's one of the few things I can eat leftovers of. But I had it for dinner last night, and then I ate it again late night when I was awake. So I really do want breakfasty stuff, but I don't think I'm going to have time to make it because Carolyn has satsang in an hour. And I made her late last week because of my my workshop. And I don't want to do that again for her. So, yeah. Excuse me. Yep, that one special dish. But you guys, I love you. Thank you for your awesomeness. You are all incredible. I hope that you stay lifted. And I will see you probably tomorrow. Honestly. We'll see. Oh, Monarch, I'm the cook in the family. You ask Carolyn. I won't cook for myself. Like, when I lived alone, I didn't really cook for myself as much. But when I have other people I cook for, I do. But I'm about to go into hibernation. So, we're about to go into crockpot season because I'm kind of burnt out on cooking. And I just want easy meals. So, that's what we're going to be working on now. Thank you guys again for all the love. Thank you, Sasha, Steph, Carmela, Sean, if you're still in here, for letting me take care of you today. I appreciate you. You guys are awesome. Stay lifted! And come see Carolyn later on for her satsang. Join her in my in my link in my bio. Carolyn.eternal.soul. She's incredible. Obviously. See you guys.